What's up, YouTube? This is Red Devilosa from Red Devilosa Reviews. Welcome to our second episode of Another Reviews Core, also known as ARC Podcast. I'm here today with my co-host.
Hi, I'm Unity Reviews Analysis.
All right, and today we have two special guests on our channel. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, sure. Hello, I'm Nero. I make music, I stream, and I'm writing. I'm working on a video on season 1 of the show.
Hello,
That's good, and-
I'm Operation Bagel. I don't really make content, but I was generously let on by my friends here.
All right, it's good to meet you guys. And yeah, so as Nero has mentioned, we are talking about
Loki Season 2.
Loki Season 2. And
Yay.
what a show Loki is.
Well, people
know,
just
right?
tell me this is the best show in the MCU.
Loki is great.
Loki's fantastic, you know?
It's
Yeah.
the best show
Yeah.
of all time, really.
Yeah, better than Daredevil.
Better than Daredevil, better than Agents
mean,
of S.H.I.E.L.D., better than
it's-
Cloak and Dagger, you know, it's
Better
just
than
I think it
content.
might be better than Citizen Kane.
It's probably true. It's probably true.
It has more shooties, so
Yeah, it's cinema.
absolutely.
So yeah, as of yesterday, season 2 just ended for Loki. It doesn't seem like it's going to continue on, but I think I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but yeah. So just to kind of recap for those of you that don't remember the end of season 1, it basically ends with Loki ending up in what seemed like a different TVA, but it was actually him sent to the past. After his self-cessed kiss with Sylvie, gets sent him like that, and then it causes him to what is called time slipping. Basically, it allows him to basically go anywhere at any time from the past, present, and future. So yeah, it's well, the mechanics are pretty
Non-functional.
crazy.
God.
Non-functional.
Yeah.
And why does it happen? Nobody knows.
I don't
And
really know.
they
Who knows?
lampshade it
Yeah.
throughout the show. Basically, we get an explanation in the last episode, but that was still
Might as
stupid.
well not.
But yeah, so basically he has this problem in episode 1, and then they figure out how to stop it. But that kind of sets the foundations of the ending to where we are now. So why don't we start with like episode 1 in general?
Sure.
If
Oh
anybody
my
else wants
God.
to take the lead.
So let's just okay. So this episode starts off like 1 minute after the finale of season 1. He's running around and he just confused. Hey, it's me. So he jumps. So but they of course they don't listen to him. So he jumps down the stairs. Don't jump down the building.
Jumps out the window,
Yes.
and
And
then
he comes.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like Anakin and it's in like Obi-Wan in Attack of the Clones. Just
Yay.
jumps out the window and I guess lands into a speeding car, which
That's lucky.
crashes into the Kang face, and then
And then
Loki's fine, but
Yeah.
the woman falls out and dies.
Yep.
Yeah,
she's gonna be okay though. But Loki said
there's
she's
no
gonna be okay, so
acknowledgement of that.
that's true then. So
Yeah, and then he meet Cassie. Great.
yeah,
How lucky.
The fish
Yeah,
guy.
so they do a lot of different things to kind of show us, oh, this is set in the past, and it's like I guess like when he time slips again, he notices the crack in the floor, and Casey says, "Oh, that crack has been there as long as I can remember." It's like, so you don't remember Loki from that time
What?
that caused the crack, and then you don't remember how Loki fell from the window and how a woman just died that caused that crack. I don't know.
Oh my god!
I think that actually does kind of make sense, because I think the time he slipped into was, or do we not want to really reveal this yet?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
That's okay.
just go.
I think it was when Kang was still. It was still clear that Kang is the master, and then he's wiped everyone's memory of that.
Oh right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I did forget about that.
Yeah. So how about this? Why didn't they fix the floor?
That's a good question. Also, he sees a crack on the floor and he just concludes that he was in the past. That seems, I don't know, seems like a leap to me.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so. And then time.
And then this just kind of happens throughout the episode where Loki just like time slips to whoever he wants to, whoever he needs to meet in the scene.
Yeah.
At any time in space. It gets even worse in episode 5, but yeah, it's like
That's when they quote unquote explain it.
right.
Yeah. They just make a big deal out of it, and they're just like, yeah. And you see.
Yeah. So that's kind of how our episode starts. So basically, another thing to mention is like the timelines are branching because he who remains, he stopped the free will from, because like everybody was under his control, so they had no free will essentially, and this included the TVA agents. So now that the TVA agents have their free will, it's like they don't want to be the ones like because they were controlled to like basically prune timelines that are branching and all that stuff. So it sounds like the timeline always branches. It's just that he who remains like controlling these TVA agents is kind of like, you guys will prune these timelines. You have no morality on that sense, and like you just keep doing this because it's your job. So now that they have the free will, it's like I don't want to be responsible for pruning timelines. So now they decide not to do that, which is which I guess is like you can. They were brainwashed, to be fair. So it's like it's not like. So like whenever they did this in the past, it was like under that circumstances. But at the same time, it's like them allowing the branching timelines to continue and on and on and on, and that's like making things worse.
Yeah. Can I bring something up here?
Sure thing.
Why, now that we have free will, why does the TV, what's the TVA's purpose? Because beforehand it was just, as you said, clipping off the timelines, which is its own kind of worms, because with every decision there should be new timelines, but whatever. But now that we don't do that anymore, why does the TVA need to exist anymore? They never addressed that.
Yeah. Oh no, it just they only said at the end, it's like just one sentence, like it's in the same episode. So yeah, we don't have a purpose anymore, but we still have to prune timelines.
But
because
why?
Because they don't have any purpose, so they have fun purpose, I guess.
So I guess like I guess the idea is like they're pruning timelines so that it doesn't overload this time loom, which we'll also get to in a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like they're kind of like pruning so that like it's this one sacred timeline, and like all these leftover branches will not like destroy the universe, which I'll never understand how this Kang variant was able to do that in the first place.
It's like I don't know. It's like he found Goliath.
Like how did he get the responsibility to be able to do that? And I guess 31st century tech and all that. But
he won the time war.
He won the time war.
With stakes.
Yeah, it's just like his role in controlling the free will is what stops the universe from
Yeah.
imploding, which we'll also
Yeah.
get to. Yeah, so yeah, they have these they have this the discussion and stuff like that while Loki is like time traveling around, and you know one thing I'll give season 2 Loki. I mean, it's true in season 1 as well. Tom Hiddleston does a fantastic job acting this
Oh
role.
yeah, all
Yeah.
of them do.
Yeah, acting like this character
Yeah.
who's nothing like.
I think a
Loki.
lot of them do really well. It's just like
Yeah.
it's just like for me, it's like with Tom Hiddleston, it's like he does such a good job like selling how scary Kang is when Jonathan Majors himself is not doing that at all.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, it's like
Because like
Ta-
when
Kash-
he
Yeah.
like takes the time stick to like destroy the wall to show the statues, like that's the guy who's taken your lives. That's the guy who like he does such an amazing job selling how scary he sounds. It's just that we see Quantumania and
oh my god.
he's not that guy.
Well, that's
oh,
a
by the
different
way.
Kang.
Oh, by the way, they instead of just breaking the wall down, they just put a statue on it. It's like, what? Just take it down.
Also, how does the pruning? How does the wall just stop pruning right when he is removed? Shouldn't it prune all the way?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The season is riddled with like these little problems. I'm trying not to focus on them too much because there's so much bigger things. But there's
by the way,
Yeah, that's true.
there's so many little things that don't make any sense.
Also, it's like the glitching just happens before someone enters the room. So when he enters,
Mm-hmm.
when he glitches back, someone just is there. It's like fucking hell. And it's actually B-15 in there.
Yeah.
Great, awesome, and also Mobius as well.
Of course.
Kang.
Yeah, so Loki kind of like he gets to talk to Mobius. He kind of explains the things that he learned from about He Who Remains and how like things are going to get worse and worse now. But then because his time slipping is causing problems, Mobius suggests that he should probably go to an expert, and that was leading us to our new character of the season, Ouroboros,
The dad
also
from
known as OB,
everywhere.
played by Kei Huai,
Mhm.
recent
Ji
supporting
Hyun
actor
Kwan.
winner.
Yeah. I mean, he in a much better multiverse movie called Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's a great actor too. It just sucks that the show sucks.
And he's
So
and his
my thing
characters-
about OB, and like it's not really a spoiler for everything, but it's like it's just true. Like he's like the character that knows everything to the point
Mhm.
where it's like you can go to him for like general things about the TVA. You can go to him to like build like a device that you needed. Like he is just a plot device.
Yeah,
Essentially.
Basically.
but okay, and then we're just gonna have a lot to say about that. So
And then like yeah, go ahead.
Owen Wilson meets him, and was like, "Why would you find him first? How do you know? It just meet him like several hundred years ago." It's like, oh, I'm in the
Yeah.
wrong place. Wouldn't you find other experts? And if he's like really that smart, why didn't no one go to him for a very long time?
And yeah, it's like for some things it's like they had some other issues, but like apparently he made the TVA handbook as well. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, you had some problems in season 1. You didn't go to him before.
Yeah.
That's
And
Yeah.
he's working in the basement, so even though he's the smartest guy in the entire organization, potentially.
Yeah, he said that meeting Mobius, like 400 years ago, was the last time he met anyone. I feel like he is the guy you go to whenever you have any kind of problem.
Mhm.
You would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's
all right, Sty. It's good to see you.
hi.
No.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have a little bit of your Marvel banter with like how Loki's being literal and I mean Loki's saying something, but OB is like taking it very literally, and like it's like and then the time slipping happens, and then so
Coincidentally.
Loki basically talks to the past version
Wait,
of
wait. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
He said something before.
Right.
Obi said, "Wow, time slipping. That never happened to the TVA." So that means
It's apparently impossible.
He knows what it is, but he
Yeah.
can't explain why it's happening because it's
Yeah,
supposed to
and
be impossible.
In the TVA.
TVA. So this has
In the TVA
this has to
especially.
happen before, like in the main timeline and stuff. It's like so if you go to What If, the Watcher is apparently not there. I think it's so confusing. It's like so it's already TVA and the other multiverses. So it has to happen in the multiverses from how he phrased it. I was like, wait, yeah. I was like,
And it's
how do you guys
supposed
deal
to-
with it?
It's
How
supposed
do
to
you guys
not
deal?
be able to. What they say? Because time works differently. Something there's no past or future. They say,
Yeah.
but then there is here, and I don't think it ever gets addressed past his
Oh
line.
my god.
that
No,
it
of course
it
not.
shouldn't be.
Yeah. Time slipping. Oh my god, it causes a lot of problems. This is like what? How this one like destroy the MCU again? Just time slipping happens before. I don't know how they deal with it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they kind of tried. Like, I'm not saying like they tried to make it framed like Spider-Verse is glitching, because it is different per se.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to kind of address that before we get a comment about that. But yeah, so Loki goes to the past OB and he basically kind of talks about these things. Like theoretically, what if these things were to happen? How would you be able to stop it? And OB knows the answer to that as well. So it's like theoretically you can we could just like make this like multiplier and like shoot a rope, I guess, that can pull you out of time so that you can only have one version of you. So I guess like a guy who's never seen this before just knows the answer to that. And this happens like go ahead.
The way it works is kind of like in Looper that Loki tells him something in the past, and then we cut to the future, and OB remembers what Loki told him, but beforehand he didn't know. Which, it's I don't know. I don't think that makes a lot of sense at all.
Yeah, and then it's like
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
he
this
just
paradox of
made-
who
oh
knew
my
the first time.
Yeah.
and just and then it's not even like Torchwood. It's like they clearly just changed something in the past, and it's like they just something just like magically appear in the present, like you can see it physically. It's like
Yeah.
just
It's like
Yeah.
like his like you would have to make this thing. It's like, oh wait, I built this thing actually many years ago.
Did anybody go back and check if it was there when they entered? Because I didn't. I would like to know if it
I haven't.
literally just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah,
to be honest,
it was kind of a hard shot to see. It was like
It's-
under the desk, so it's kind of
yeah.
it was
Right.
shadowy.
Okay.
To be honest, I'd
Okay.
rather
It's just
have
convenient.
magic. To be honest, I'd rather they just magically just make it appear. It's like sure, why not? That would be less confusing.
That's a very good like thing for the whole season. What? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
No, I promise this will make sense.
They say it 3 times.
It's explicitly stated.
Don't think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get their solution to Loki's time slipping problem, and but this also kind of like they start to notice like the power surges are happening, and Obi is finding that weird because like there shouldn't be a power surge at the TVA unless something goes wrong in the temporal loom. So he goes to the temporal loom. He says he doesn't really check there often because like the last time he went there was like centuries ago because like Miss Minutes is the one who usually takes care of this stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's still like you have a TVA organization with a lot of people allegedly, but all these responsibilities go on one person.
and it's like the most important shit in that sustain the multiverse, the universe for the sacred timeline. I was like, I don't
Yeah,
fucking know.
that's like another thing that's not related to any episode. It's like Marvel's decision to combine time travel with multiverse was a very stupid idea.
Yes.
It just it overly complicates something
Everything.
that
They're
time
ju-
travel is already complicated. Multiverse is already complicated. Why would you combine the two ideas? I don't know.
They're
It's,
just very confused with all these terms like timeline, multiverse, realities, realms.
even
I don't know what
Dimensions.
any of it means. Dimensions, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So by the way, so if we actually know this. The multiverse is going in an infinite rate. Just like so,
Yeah.
infinite universes. Why is the loom still able to sustain that? There should be infinity timelines inside already.
I actually have a question about that. Is it ever expanding like our universe is, or is it actually infinite universes? Because there's a difference there, and I'm not
Yes.
sure which way they're going.
Oh my
I
god.
think it was expanding
Yeah, just expand it in an
said-
infinite rate.
because that's why they said the loom
Yeah.
could handle it because like
So it's not infinite.
loom
It's
is
just
only
always.
the loom is only
Yeah.
set for like a specific timeline. But then
Yeah.
like even when they expand it in episode 6, it still won't be enough because like the branches will infinitely continue to grow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so no one just like the loom shouldn't even be able to sustain it already. It's like it should blow it up.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's still the
Mhm.
question like how does this Kang variant know how to do that and then like did it for centuries and centuries.
Like, yeah,
It's such a big responsibility of the universe. It's like, and I get he's a 31st century guy with tech, but it's like I don't know, it's still pretty crazy.
I
to
don't
me.
know.
yeah.
I feel like that has to be some insane tech to be able to do that.
Yeah, so that's kind of. I mean, we're obviously episode 1 doesn't really have a lot going on in it if you really think about it, because like it is just like trying to figure out the
time
just trying to figure out how to stop the time slipping, and then
Yeah,
Loki kind of just
oh.
goes around in the future. They try to use the multiplier to pull him out of time, but then Loki conveniently
Yeah.
flips to the future, which
Yeah. Oh,
sets
by
up
the way,
another episode
Oh,
moment.
she's
There's
doing-
something I wanna.
yeah.
There's something here I wanna address. So, OB tells Mobius that his skin will get pulled off. So when they're in the room where the time loom is, OB writes skin ? On the computer on the desk, and then they also set up that they have to close the blast doors. So then Loki slips and the blast doors are closed. So we all know, okay, he's in the future. Then he pans over to the computer where skin was written on, and it still says skin. And then you're like, okay, yeah, we're in the future, we get it. And then Loki's like, I'm in the future. And it's like, this
Jesus.
happens so much in the season. It's like, yeah, we know. Like, how
Oh my
stupid do you think we are?
And there's one
I
more
hate
thing.
it.
Yeah, there's
Like,
one more thing I want to mention.
the past one is like, okay, I can kind of get it for that moment, but like when you did the future, it's like, all right, we get it. We understand now. It's like I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. So there's one thing I want to mention. They try. Okay, so before Loki conveniently just time slips away, they do a comedy. Obi said, "You got about 1 hour," and then the window cracks. You got
You got
about 5
5
minutes. Jesus, it's like, why do you even send him? The face part is completely covered in the window, and you literally have to put a tape on it. It was like, fuck.
Yeah, and there's a suit in the background. Just get that fucking helmet if the fucking thing cracks. Like, just don't put a fucking tape on it.
Yeah, and it's like, if it breaks the window facing across to the sacred timeline looms, shit, I don't fucking know. It's like, well, you need a better solution. You can't use glass.
No,
Yeah.
no, you really can't.
It's like, I don't know, put a metal steel can. It's like, I don't know.
Basing your entire organization from 60s related tech, that that part also never makes sense either.
Oh,
So
don't
it's like,
even get
Yeah.
me started on that shit.
But it looks cool.
Yay. Of course, the entire solution is put a spacesuit on. It's like instead of, no one decided to build a robot or something. And then, you need to physically go there.
yeah. So
A human should walk across that.
while Loki's like walking around the future, he's trying to find a time stick to prune himself. Even if they're in the future, you still can't find a time stick. That's kind of weird. So he goes on and on. He can't find the time stick, and then the timer goes to green. So he ran out of time essentially. But not really because so there was this phone call
To walk around
that happens,
slowly.
and then
Yeah,
it takes Loki's
He's
attention.
so fucking slow.
and then just like, oh my god, a phone call. It's like, motherfucker, you're literally not in. Why do you even care?
Yeah. You have more pressing issues here.
Yeah, and I don't even in the future they don't address the phone at all. So I don't even know.
No.
Oh, they do. It's
Oh yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Mobius or something is calling, like, you gotta get here now. It's really pointless.
Okay. So look at the comments.
Yeah, so the first one is he said there's the suit, that supposedly handles the time radiation, whatever, but when he goes out, the tape doesn't age away.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I didn't catch
That's
that.
true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Normal
Besides the
dust
blast should
there.
have break already. And then
And
what's
also,
that?
it might not make sense if the skin is still written on the computer, like in the dust, because if dust can build up in the TVA, if he goes to future, depending on how long it is, it might not have been there. If we go by like real world logic, which I don't know what logic they follow. It's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, there should be dust over it now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Jesus. I don't know. It's like, so time slipping.
You could have just had it like where the blast doors are closed. So it's like, yeah, that must be in the future then.
Yeah.
Because like when you look in the past, like they have like yellow windows over the area where Loki used to be, where like he crashed into the wall. So that kind of indicates that like it used to be an open area until Loki crashed into it, and now there's like a wall there. So it's like, okay, this must be a different point in time. So if you have the blast doors closed in the future sense, that's enough to show you that you're in the future, probably.
Yeah, and
having
also
skins there is just, I don't know, that
Oh
was
my
unnecessary.
and also beforehand, every single time slip beforehand just appears in the same place from past of present. Like now he time slips and just sends it in a completely different location.
Red, you might want to highlight that last comment. It's kind of funny.
If Mobius' suit was made out of duct tape, he could live in that reactor.
Dude, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely true.
So yeah, so you get this drawn out scene. Then Loki gets pruned, which we learn why that happened later. And yeah, so this gets Loki to get shot out from the throughput multiplier to pull him out of time, so that he can stop time slipping. And remember when I say that he stops time slipping for a few more episodes.
Yeah. Great. Awesome. This
So
is
surely it should never come back.
No,
Yep.
no.
After this
Why would it?
moment, so
and
why
also
would it? I have no reason to
Yay.
believe that.
And also Obi's soft time slipping. And this has like I was like, wait, what? So basically, not just now. Loki actually mentions, oh, you can make this thing to stop time slipping. And I was like, wait, why didn't Obi know that already? And just actually announce it to the entire TVA.
I don't know.
I mean, even if it's theoretically possible, it's like you guys should have run tests.
Ironically, the whole season would have been over if they chucked some duct tape into the reactor, or
Yeah.
when they get further ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my. Oh, this is episode 1. I mean, there's.
Yeah, so that's basically all that happens in one, and then like the side plot is that General Dox, played by the Irish sister of Catelyn Stark in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
She still wants to
That's where I
continue
know
being a
her from.
TVA. Yeah,
Yeah.
she still wants to continue being like the TVA agent who has to do the responsibility of pruning the timelines, because it's not, even if
Mhm.
they have their free will, they still have that desire to continue that,
Yeah.
which I can actually respect that in a sense, like, because even if you were brainwashed for all this time to do the same thing again and again, is a possibility that some people would still like to be that even after the brainwash is over. I mean, obviously you have some characters who don't want to do that anymore, like Mobius and B-15, but then like some characters would still feel like, I don't know, like, we can still do that, like, even if it's my free will. I don't know. It's like,
Yeah, there's probably
I
characters
Yeah.
who would believe in the
yeah,
whole.
I think it's
upgrade.
fair to have somebody like that.
And then yeah.
Yeah.
And
Then it ends with them, taking a bunch of bombs through a time door. It's like, do you really need all those bombs to find Sylvie? And it's like, yeah,
and
that's
then
clearly
Oh,
not
how,
what's
maybe
happening, but
yeah.
we might be
And
setting
also,
something up here.
yeah, but also how can't they find Sylvie? I mean, I get it. Sylvie beforehand is like living apocalypse point as stupid as that is. It's like, and it's like, but this season he's just wandering around McDonald's.
Yeah,
yeah, and that's pretty much the episode. And then
I mean,
the only episode with a mid-credit scene, which is basically
yeah, which
Sylvie
was
going
weird.
to
yeah,
McDonald's.
it's like, and first off, she should be captured. She's not living in apocalypse point.
Maybe that's because there's now multiple universes, so you don't know, but you would still be able to track when shit. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Never
Yeah,
mind.
because like the
Maybe
temp
some
pads are
things
going through
deviate.
time and space and all that. So
Yeah, they're still active, so yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, someone should program it. It's like, because beforehand the time path can only travel like one universe, now just multiple universe. How do you do a setting on that?
Mhm.
Just yeah. So she goes to McDonald's. It's like, I want to try everything.
Yeah, it's such a blatant commercial for McDonald's. I hated it.
I mean, I guess it's not like it doesn't make sense for Sylvie as a character to say that. It's like, yeah. It's just,
Yeah, it's more like a metal problem for me. It's like, yeah, I don't like
The idea that
McDonald's.
She finds
Yeah.
happiness in working for McDonald's. It's just
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
it's like,
Yay.
what I mean, what got you to come up with that idea in the pitch? It's like, yeah, we want Sylvie after this whole thing to go to McDonald's. Like, I don't know.
Oh, I'll
it's just-
tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
McDonald's came up to them and told them, like, if you integrate us into your show, you can have some money.
Yeah.
Probably they're bleeding money at this point.
I think they are.
Yeah. So that's episode 1. Episode 2.
Yeah, it's better than Citizen Kane, right?
Yeah.
Wait, before you go to episode 2, maybe we can go
Sure.
around and just tell each other how we felt after that first episode. What was our state of mind?
Okay. Honestly, I will give it one thing. Is like I did feel like it was a better episode than the first episode of season 1.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, because like everything was kind of like moving in a better pace. Like at least like it was going somewhere in the episode, and like even though the conflict of the time slipping ends in that one episode, it's like at least it felt like a complete episode in some sense. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, I definitely felt better than it felt better than any episode in season 1 anyways. So That was the only.
I mean, at least
credit I
they
gave it.
didn't.
That was the only credit I
At
gave
least
it.
they didn't destroy the notion of free will.
And also
something.
Loki's character assassination is throw in episode 1.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
true. Yeah, I was like in the mindset. I was already kind of done here. I didn't. I wondered what the whole point of the time slipping was. Of course, there is some kind of point to that, but it felt to me like a side quest episode, I guess, in the
Yeah,
first episode,
definitely.
which
Yeah.
Wha-
And then
yeah,
and then the second episode.
I was
Yeah,
just
I
like,
just-
okay, so we're just gonna have more nonsense right off the bat. Just giving me the feeling I thought I knew what I was in for, but I wasn't.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I mean, I guess I will give it one thing. The lighting is better this time. At least the hallway is not like dark, grim like season 1 is.
yeah,
Like,
that's true. That's
Yeah,
actually
I
true.
can see things. Like,
Yeah.
I'll give it one thing.
I
It
I
definitely made a difference. Yeah,
I
go
was
ahead.
in a vacation the last 2 months in New York, and I went to some coffee shops to take notes in season 1, and it was really hard to see sometimes because it was so fucking dark. And I didn't have this problem now, so that was nice, I guess.
Yeah. So that was episode 1. Episode 2, I will confess something. The earlier episodes are kind of hard to really remember on my part. I feel like I don't know if that's nothing really happens in terms of like
Yeah,
the plot until after they meet Victor Timely, which is in
Yeah,
episode 3.
Jerusalem starts getting.
I mentioned this, I think, yesterday or the day before in the Discord. This season felt way more like a Mando season, where you have all these side quests all the time, and we don't really get on with the main plot for a while.
Yeah, I think that's why it's kind of affecting my. I just
Yeah.
don't like. It's kind of hard to remember. I know, like in episode 2, they find Sylvie. But I
Yeah.
know there's a lot of things they did before that.
So, yeah.
Was it they're trying to find the rest of like Doc's rogue team?
Right.
And
It starts off with
Raph,
your character Zaniac, Breaking Brad. That was the name of the episode.
Yep.
Mhm.
uh-huh.
Something I want to mention right at because it happens right at the beginning. I think Loki
Right.
says to Mobius that they should go look for Sylvie in or no, they shouldn't be here because it doesn't feel apocalypsy enough, and that's not her style. That's not why she went to the apocalypses. The reason why she went to the apocalypses is because they couldn't track her there because she couldn't make too much of an impact, which doesn't really make sense, but it's weird that they forgot that.
Yeah.
And then when they do find her, it's not even related to an apocalypse.
Oh
So
my
Yeah.
god.
that
Yeah.
wouldn't even matter anyways.
So my first question is, why can't they find Sylvie already?
Yeah, I feel like they should be able to. If they can track like diversion, like where the timelines diverge,
Yeah.
they should be able to track in on that, and it definitely diverges when she starts working at a McDonald's.
Yeah. It's like, so Loki and Mobius should have just know where Sylvie is instead of finding Saniac for it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And second question, how did they find Saniac? And if they couldn't find Sylvie?
They just find him. They go there and they see a poster and it's like, oh, he's here.
I was like, no, it's
That
like,
one TVA agent that I saw before is here.
or
Yeah.
it could, or just it could be also the other version of him before he got kidnapped in the TVA. God.
So yeah, you want to take over, Red?
Yeah, so it kind of starts off. You get the sense that this Brad guy, he was actually a movie star back in the back in his original timeline before being a TVA
Yeah.
agent. So you kind of have these things with Mobius throughout the season. It's kind of like, don't you want to know what you were like before being captured into the TVA, and like that's kind of his arc for this season. So you kind of have these things happening with other characters like Brad and other characters like talking about their experiences as on their life before the TVA, and just kind of like getting. It's kind of like things for him to like kind of go through his opinions on that stuff, even though it always happens like randomly, because I think that's just because the writing is kind of just in the side plotty nature that like you kind of forget about it until they bring it back up again and again.
Yeah.
So that's basically how I viewed the Brad stuff. It's just stuff for Mobius to kind of see the differences.
And so
yeah.
so he so let's just get on with this shit. So.
They have like a whole chase thing with Brad.
Wait. There's something I want to address before that.
Go ahead.
They go in, they see him, and he's already really Brad is already really nervous. You see that he doesn't want to engage in this. So he's like, okay, we can talk, but let me get a drink first. Sorry, I was distracted. Let me get a drink first. And they just let him go off. They just
like,
they don't
he's
go
not
with
coming
him.
back, is he? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's running. I was alone in my room and I audibly groaned. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Oh my god.
At
Loki.
least Mobius is like a trained policeman, kind of, right? He should know that you don't leave these people alone.
And Loki is a god of tricksters or some shit. Mischief.
Exactly.
My god.
It's the oldest trick of the book.
No.
Yeah, he actually says that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that's
So
that causes a chase scene. This gets Loki to actually use his god powers on this
after like
after
a few minutes.
Yeah. And so I was like, why don't you just teleport?
Yeah, he's got to scare him. That's
yeah. He does like a shadowy trick we've never seen before, and it looks kind of cool, but I don't know. When did you learn to do that? Why did you never use it before that?
Or just a Tampad.
True.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, so he does all these things. He makes illusions of fake people.
Oh wait, beforehand, B-15 disguised herself as this guy's just like, oh my god, it's Brad Wolf. Want to take a selfie in this empty hallway? And he was like, oh yeah, sure. I was like, what, you got?
Yeah, you fucking retard. Don't you want to run away? There's people coming after you.
Yeah, and also,
and
like,
you in a better show, I would be like, okay, that's characterization. That's he's kind of Wayne. He gets distracted by people liking him and shit. But here, it's just it's a plot device. It's just we need this to happen now, so this is happening now.
And how did B-15 know he will be here?
Also, B-15 is like like disguising herself, like trying to be a character essentially, but like Mobius and Loki just go as themselves.
Yeah.
That's just kind of weird.
Yeah. So this entire chase seems pointless, and Loki and everyone's stupid.
Yeah. So
as
Loki,
par for the course.
So Loki's illusions are kind of wild. Like he's basically making a crowd of angry hobos, like attack, like to get mad at him.
Yeah. It's like, dude, run away.
Things like that. I don't know. Like, I know he can do illusion powers. I don't know if to that extent. Like, how much has he used it before? I mean, it would be useful the previous times he, was a character.
So,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And so so they, I don't know, they capture him for stupid reasons. So they capture him afterwards. So what do they want from him?
They want to find out where Sylvie is. They want to find out. There's, I don't think we've mentioned it, but they have weird temp pads now, and they want to find out what why the temp pad is weird. And I think there's something else they want to find out, but I forgot what it is.
So okay, so they want to find Sylvie and anything. It's like, okay, so do you guys remember Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that one scene with Valkyrie, Loki taps Valkyrie's forehead and he reads her mind that her entire species of Valkyries got genocide.
You're right. I forgot about that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
Oh, but then like if they go back to the TVA, he can't do that because they turned off the magic, which will
Do
also
it
get
here.
expanded on later. Then
Do
do
it
it here.
here. Yeah.
I was watching a video on episode 1 today to get kind of season 1, sorry, to get a refresher, and there was a comment that even though magic is turned off in the whole TVA, Loki never reverts back to his frost giant form. What do you guys think about
yeah.
that?
Like,
Yeah, that should be the case. It's
I don't
like
know.
if the whole thing is like, Tom Hiddleston won't look as good in blue skin. I mean, Zoe Saldana looks really sexy in green skin. I don't want to hear that. That doesn't make any sense. You can
Yeah.
make Tom Hiddleston look good with blue skin. That's
Yeah.
that shouldn't be a complaint.
I played Baldur's Gate yesterday, and the green chick, she looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll just Gamora.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know. It's like plus it would have been like just like a creative thing to do. Like, oh yeah, you took an account that like Tom Hiddleston Loki is not what he's actually supposed to look like. He's actually supposed to be blue.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would have been interesting if they considered that. Yeah, but he should be blue. He shouldn't be Tom Hiddleston looking.
Yep. Okay. So
Yeah, because
With the
he's Tom
with the
Hiddleston
magic turned off.
because of Odin magic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so, I guess.
Yeah. So, and then oh my God, we're only like what 2 minutes in or 3 minutes in?
Yeah.
My.
Most of the episode is just like
And
trying to
also,
get like
yeah,
one is
interrogating
like
Brad.
the episode does a lot of things like just I feel like it was like meant to be like a response to Backlash or something like where Loki was not really scary or he didn't get to do his villainous things in season 1. So it's like I think episode 2 is like where they just kind of like let's get him back to that. So it's like so people can stop saying that. Because like you have like the interrogation scene where Brad like basically brings up you cause a lot of suffering, you're like a loser,
yeah, the dialogues here.
you're just like upset because your mother died or something like that. And then like I don't know, it's like it does like a lot of things to like kind of like get Loki to do evil kinds of things. Like I guess like when he's interrogating Brad by himself, he locks the door so Mobius cannot get in, and then
Yeah,
he starts
can I wait?
Yeah,
This is a prison cell. Why
Right.
can you lock it from the inside, and why then can't people unlock it from the outside? That doesn't make any sense to me.
And also, there's
At the very
actually
least, if that's not the case, because Mobius walks in, why doesn't Brad know that?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Brad
And
is a
also-
TVA agent.
Yeah, so
and
he,
also
he
there's
should know
You should
how
know
the
that.
doors
I mean,
work.
there's-
And also, why doesn't Brad ever run there and open it himself? Like him and Loki are not that close. He's
Yeah.
closer to the door than Loki is.
I don't know. And yeah, and we have a lot of things even beforehand. So
Mhm.
how did Brad win an argument against Loki, B-15, and Mobius?
Why do they even let him talk?
Oh my!
Is,
Why are
like,
they
all
indulging
he
him?
really says is your mom. It's like your mom. That's all he says, and
Your mom
he
gay, bro.
wins the
And you
argument.
guys just
And
like,
he wins
oh
the
my
argument.
God.
Loki has won the argument. No, Brad has won the argument.
And yeah, and okay, so so Mobius, B-15, and Loki just suck at arguing somehow now, and so
Yeah.
then let's just assume they're really that bad in arguing. Let's just assume, and he forgot he can read minds. Do you remember episode 4 of Loki?
Like season 1?
Yeah.
Remind us.
Season 1. So Mobius throw Loki into a time loop cell where he got kicked in the nuts by Lady Sif over and over.
That
Right.
Yeah, why don't you just throw him there and just like torture him forever until he breaks and just tells them.
Yeah, and they never even used the
Device
in episode 1 of
No, they
season
don't.
1, the Mobius does the skipping Loki back to where he was. They never used that either.
Yeah, it's like motherfuckers.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like they
yeah.
I'll
so-
be right back. I'll get a beer. 1 sec.
Sure thing.
Yeah, you knew that. Oh my god. So
Yeah, so these kinds of things happens in this episode. I do think like a lot of it just comes down to like, you know, we just need Tom Hiddleston to do some evil looking things so that people can stop saying that he doesn't have that thing anymore. So I don't know. That's just kind of weird.
yeah. Oh,
And then
right.
so this punishment basically is like making a cube around the prisoner, and that will shrink and shrink and shrink until they either confess or they'll die, of course. So that's kind of their method of torture, I guess, which they've used other torture devices that don't do that. And plus, remember, this is Loki's first time using the tech, and good thing he didn't fuck it up to a point where it would kill him on the first go around. So
and before that,
Mobius taught him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't fucking know because beforehand, just like remember. Oh yeah, they eat pie beforehand. Fuck.
I'm back.
Oh, yeah,
was
Loki
the pie scene in this episode or 3? No, it was 2. It was 2.
Yeah, 2. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
beforehand, before the pie scene as well. It's like Mobius is like, oh my god, why are you I'm following Loki. It was like, no, Loki is behind you. Why are you following him? I don't understand.
Yeah.
It was a funny
Yeah,
joke.
Brad just gets under Mobius' skin, and then Mobius hits him, and I don't know. Also, there's a room of pie now, and he says he wants to have whatever the pie is, but later in the season, when you look at it, there's only this kind of pie in this room.
Yeah.
There's no other pies.
And to be honest, the pie scene is one thing that frustrates me, but you know, the interrogation scene is already better. Fuck.
And then it's
one more thing.
Other stuff you think. Yeah, go ahead.
Before, in the first interrogation scene, Loki kind of goes back into his evil kind of thing, right? When Brad provokes him. And I hated that. Just they give us some glimpse of what Loki used to be, and then he just pussies out.
Yeah.
I could just tell that it wasn't that he's just bluffing. And it's fine.
Loki is a fucking cuck in this show.
Because
I hate what they did with him.
They talked during the pie scene. Loki says his actions were Avengers, was just him being a little silly, a little goofy.
Oh my god, they retcon Avengers.
Because I had an emotional outburst. I forget the exact dialogue, but
it's just a overarching problem in this show. Like in Ragnarok and in Infinity War, Loki was kind of being on the good side, but he still was kind of an asshole. He still was kind of a, not he wasn't a hero. And now in this show they show him a clip show, and now he's better than Cap almost.
There's not just Ragnarok and Infinity War Loki.
I always thought it's like
more heroic development.
Yeah.
Like if they wanted this kind of Loki, it's like maybe take the post Ragnarok one, maybe.
Yeah, but the thing is,
but 2012 Avengers
in Endgame
is like crazy.
In Endgame, they probably didn't know what they were gonna do with it.
Yeah,
that's true.
So, yeah, and they just, people like Loki, so they want him to be a hero, I guess.
I don't know. It's like I just want him to just do cool things, not make him a hero. Even if I make a show about him.
Yeah, make him an anti-hero, if anything, and if you're taking 2012 Loki, which is him at his most evil he's ever been, then you need at least a season to get him there, at least.
Yeah. and
Yeah.
which is kind of because like the creator of the show, like he said that like they've always intended this to be two halves of a story.
Yeah, really.
That's bullshit.
Which I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It is kind of with how it ends. I don't really know where they could go with it, but like we'll get to that.
Yes.
But yeah. So you have this. You have the Hall of Pie scene, which is just one pie. Copied
It's
and
good that
pasted.
Mobius craved that exact pie, isn't it?
And then it's like,
Yeah.
and then like the other thing I wanted to mention was like, in this place where time never happens and like time stops for everything. So it's like, do they really need to feel hunger or thirst or
Oh, well,
anything like
maybe
that?
maybe it's just like a taste thing, right? Maybe even if you never feel hunger, you might just want to have some Pringles or some pie or something because it tastes good. The other thing, and this is not really an issue, it's a nitpick if anything, but there's a whole bunch of oh, that's my friend in the chat. Hi. There's a whole bunch of posters everywhere where it says like only
I
17
love you,
minutes of
random
break.
citizen.
Only 17 minutes of break for anyone, only one piece of pie. Why is that an issue if time doesn't exist?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're right. Oh my god.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah.
It's just there to make some dumbass commentary on the how office job sucks, but it doesn't work.
Also promote Disneyland. Hey, do you want to eat that pie in the Loki show? Here it is.
Yeah.
Hi,
so-
What I
Osan.
wanted.
Yeah, so you got things like that, and then in the scene itself, you have Loki basically talking about how it happens, like you get upset. It's like the sentiment is fine. It's still weird that this is Loki giving this conversation.
Who did it?
But then it's like
a few days
obviously
ago from his
he's
point of view.
saying his stuff in Avengers, like he was a silly guy, so.
Yeah,
It wasn't smart when I threw Tony Stark off the building just because the Mind Stone wasn't working. So it's like, I mean,
How many times have they now taken Avengers and just fucking butchered it? Like Avengers is such a good movie and they know it, so they always go back to it, but whenever they do go back to it, they fucking they fuck it up.
most of the time, aside from Hawkeye, yeah, that's it. I mean, Homecoming they did it well. Hawkeye did it fine. And then it's like,
Homecoming did great with Avengers.
yeah, and then I mean, yeah, there's just two instances in the MCU. It's like even Endgame fucked it up.
and then
Yeah,
Loki can
kinda.
only use Avengers content because that's all he has. Other than that, and
Then
Thor
Thor
1.
won.
Yeah,
Yeah, if we can jump ahead to to episode 6 for just a sec, in the recap, the first scene is from Avengers, and it never comes up. It's just there to be like, oh, do you remember Avengers?
He said that
Man.
line
In the
for-
fucking recap.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my god, yeah. So, oh my god, there's so much shit in this episode. I mean, I guess I do appreciate like Mobius is like, okay, I'm not going back because this is my job here. It's like I appreciate that one moment. Yeah, that's all the
And
pros.
it does make sense as well. It's like he's been doing this for centuries, this one task, and he likes the job itself. He doesn't want to prune timelines anymore, but he still wants to be that agent who is trying to help the universe essentially
whatever they do
with
now.
this goal. So it's like, so I do at least like give credit where it's like at least some people, they have their values stay the same. Some people have their values change, but they still kind of want to be this thing. And then you have someone like Brad who really wants to go back to being in his timeline, which I find it weird that they're kind of
come back to
criticizing him
that.
for doing this though. But like,
To be honest, after the information of this episode, you just really wonder why we even do this. Yeah. Oh my god.
yeah,
I don't hate the character of Mobius. He's really dumb, as everybody is in the show, but
Yeah.
I kind of get his motivation. It's like it's okay.
Right.
Yeah, and then Jesus. And then so because Brad gave him information, they found Sylvie.
Yeah. And we did talk about the torturing
Yeah.
Nero.
Yes,
If you wanted to
yes.
Sorry.
add anything to it, we talked about the torturing while you were getting a beer. So if you wanted to mention anything about the torture scene,
Let me
Yeah.
check my notes. Yeah, no, just the things I said already. First of all, why could you lock that from the inside, but you can't actually, or you can unlock it from the well, why could you lock it from the inside? That's the real issue, but you can unlock it from the outside. But why wouldn't Brad realize that this is a ruse? It's fucking dumb. And then of course it's Loki's first time with this machine. Really
Right.
lucky he didn't kill Brad right there and then, but maybe Mobius told him how it works. I'm not sure.
And so I don't know. It's just and then there's like Obi meeting Cassie. That's it.
Yeah.
Obi. Yeah.
About we didn't touch on him finding Sylvie yet, did we?
Yeah, we're
we're
not.
just about to do this now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I guess my one other note with that Obi and Casey part is like, you guys have been working here for a long time, and you didn't know the author of the book is in the TVA.
Yeah.
And then-
Isn't there a pic? Oh no, never mind. That's the other book.
right, the other book. Yeah, so it's like I don't know. And Mobius found Obi by accident because he took a wrong turn.
Yeah,
So
we talked about that.
It's just kind of weird. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
Obi's
one
this
other thing.
important, but he's not that famous in the TVA, despite
Yeah,
knowing everything about the TVA. So I don't know.
It's really stupid.
Very
One
weird.
one other thing about episode 1, when he first when he crashes into the window where Casey is, it's really weird to me that they are this friendly, or that Casey is this friendly with Loki, because as far as I remember, they had like maybe 2 interactions in the last season, and one of them was Loki threatening him to gut him like a fish.
Right.
Yeah.
Because so the thing is, that's because the contract extended for the actor, so he became from a supporting character to a main character. So we just gotta accept that. You know what I mean? So
I know what you mean, but shouldn't Casey be kind of scared of Loki, if anything?
yeah, it's just a inside joke with Unity from the last episode. It's just contracts are better now, so we just gotta ignore that and just kind of accept it. So
Yeah, and so, my God, we are 1 hour and we haven't even touched on meeting Sylvie yet.
and yeah, why don't we get along with that? They find Sylvie with Brad's torturing, and he finds her at a McDonald's. You know, Loki, the guy's like, you know, I'll do the talking, and then he
and
actually sees Sylvie, and it takes a while.
Can I just say
hi.
something?
Yeah.
This isn't really. I don't think this is a quote unquote objective issue at all. I just I hate the relationship between Sylvie and Loki. It's so fucking weird that he simps for his female self, and she's such a fucking bitch all the time. I don't like it at all.
But then Loki does stop eventually, though.
That's true. That's true.
And so, do you know what the Sylvie said here? Sylvie basically said, "I gave up. I don't want to go back to the face. I just want to work here. I don't want to burn to the ground anymore." Out of fucking nowhere.
I guess she achieved her goal with killing Kang last season, so now she's like, it's kind of like, you know, have you ever seen Megamind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like, either when you defeat your enemy, either you're kind of empty and realize that you never really had anything else in your life, or you just find something new to do.
Yeah, but the TVA is still here, and she's working at McDonald's. And
Does she know the TVA still exists?
To be honest, I mean, I think I think Kang did say kill him, unleash the multiverse, but he
And then
never
you guys
said
could take control of the TVA.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Which
yeah.
which again, like for that, it's like I kind of understand her thing is like now the TVA has free will. Now the TVA, I mean, it's still a big risk to like, the TVA could still continue to be evil, post brainwash.
Yeah. Again,
So
I
it's like
brought this up
it is a big
before, but
risk
what is the
in that sense.
purpose of the TVA?
Don't know.
It's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there's something I
So-
want to touch on a little bit later. So
Right.
Yeah.
So they have their conversation. So they kind of have this argument like throughout the season where they're kind of arguing about like Sylvie is pro free will and Loki is pro make things right.
I
And
think
one of the
Loki's
one of-
just
yeah.
he's scared that what Kang says will happen, and he'd rather have one universe with no free will than no universe, which I can see that perspective, but they only ever pay lip service to it.
Yeah, because like the main issue is like with Sylvie, it's like Sylvie is like talking about something that is pretty good. It's like pretty sensible. It's like I would want everybody to have the free will to make their own choices, have them fight back. But the problem is, if you do that, it will turn the entire universe into ramen noodles. So, and
Well,
that's just
that
like
wasn't a thing in season 1, was it?
yeah. So, yeah, so even if Sylvie is trying to say the good side, where it's like, yeah, let the people make their choice. They shouldn't be subjected to a TVA or somebody controlling their free will to do whatever they want them to do. It's like, yeah, that seems like reasonable. But the problem is like her side is like if that happens, the universe collapse on itself. So it's like
Well, she doesn't know that. What she does know,
she doesn't know
though,
that
is
yet,
that
but like that is kind of like
later
kind of the
on
issue
it
with
is a problem.
yeah,
Right now,
it's like having an argument with Cap and Iron Man, but like at least like in Civil War, it's like they both have like a point in it,
yeah, they do.
but like so you can see like why somebody could go to one side and why somebody could go to the other side. But like with this, it's like they try that, but it's like one side is clearly worse than the other, even if
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like it. So
Okay, so what Sylvie knows at this point is that Kang told them that if they do the free will thing, the multiverse war will happen and everything will die. The one thing I'm gonna give her, although she never says it, is that they don't actually know if that is true, because it's just Kang telling them that. So I
and
can,
he's
I could,
mentioned multiple
if she
times
had
in
the
conversation
perspective,
that
if
he
she
was
had the
lying.
yeah, if she had the perspective of, well, that might be true, but we still should try. I guess I could kind of respect that, but she never says that, I don't think. In season 1, in the last episode, I don't understand. They have literally all the time in the world. Why don't they get all the smartest people, get Tony Stark, get fucking, I don't know, fucking Da Vinci or whoever, and discuss this shit, find a solution. But she has a hard on for killing Kang, and yeah.
So
Yeah.
so basically they argue like a fucking old couple.
Yeah.
Even though they just met for a day for shit relationship. And so Brad tells Brad just like this Mobius found something. It's like and Brad actually knows a bit more. And it's like
Yeah, he does a bit. He knows a bit more than he.
Yeah, so Brad is like really scared because he knows that the rogue TVA agents, as they put it, they're bombing the timelines.
And how do they know that? Because Sylvie mind controls him. Yeah.
And then it's like the question is like Brad went to a branch timeline to live his life. So did he not was he not in risk at that time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that-
you're right. He should have been. That should have been a
Yeah,
concern
that's
of
what
his.
I think. It was like, if I get it, you want to be famous. It's like, but they got bombed it anyway. So it's like, what's the point?
Oh, so that one was on a branch, right? That wasn't the.
It was
same-
on a
That
branch.
wasn't
Yeah.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
it was
I-
after,
Is it the same
Sorry,
universe? Is it the same timeline as Sylvia's in?
I
No.
don't
He's in a
know.
different.
act-
He's in a different year, like
Yeah.
like in the
But
past. But like,
Yeah,
It's the
but
same
it
timeline,
sounds
right?
the same. I don't know. I think they just
That's
call them both
okay.
branch timelines. Right? I don't know if there's any
Oh,
difference.
did it say branch timeline?
the problem is like with
When you
branches.
see the year,
you say
it's-
branch,
they'll
it's like,
say,
oh,
like-
they're all branches though. So like, what does that mean?
Except for
Oh,
one.
when they go to
Right.
a place, they'll be like, they'll say the year, and then under it'll say branch timeline. Sometimes it'll say sacred timeline. But I don't know.
Yeah,
if,
but
like,
my
branch
question
timeline means
question
the same
is-
across them, or if they're all different.
No, they're different. But my question is timeline where Brad is an actor, is that a branch timeline or is that the sacred?
I thought that
timeline?
was a sacred timeline.
So the pruning shouldn't be a concern for him then.
I think it was.
I mean, to be
Branch.
honest,
But if it is on the branch, then yeah, he was screwed.
I'm just going through the script. It's like I'm not sure.
Okay, it's not
Yeah,
that important.
Right.
So yeah, get
so
me
that-
back to
that's
the
gonna
sacred
happen.
timeline. Yeah,
And
it's
then,
like get me back to the sacred timeline. So it's the real one.
Okay,
yeah. So
okay.
basically, they're Doc's team is like basically bombing the timelines.
Remember, it's season
Her
one.
name is Dogs, by the way.
Oh
What a
my-
dumbass name.
So in season one, they said if the fucking timeline past the red line, you can't prune anymore. I guess that's
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you, because now they're all past red line, and they shouldn't be able to do anything about that. They lost. They, yeah. I don't know why they're even trying still.
Yeah.
No, it works now for reasons.
And
As-
yeah, so all that bombing starts to happen. They bomb a lot of the timelines.
One thing before
It's
that,
not too late.
Yeah.
when Loki and Sylvie talk, Loki tells her like 3,000 times that everyone's gonna die, and she doesn't care. But as soon as they're in the TVA, she's like, "But everyone's gonna die," and suddenly she cares.
Great.
For her, it grew 3 slices.
My
that
issue
second.
with this, like in general, it's like the stakes are so high that I just there's really nothing you can do with any of these situations. It's like one simple bomb from a TVA thing can bomb an entire timeline, and you just have to kind of accept that.
Yeah.
And then with Sylvie, it's like, yeah, but it's like, you can't save everybody either, which I get that, but at the same time, we're talking about like multiple timelines with trillions and trillions of people and universe, like things within these branches. So it's like if you destroy a branch, you're killing those people off. So it's like it's just so hard to like process, like the stakes are just so high here that like, but yet nothing is happening at the same time because like I don't know these timelines, but it's like I don't know. It's like it's just I don't know. It's just a really weird premise of a show in general.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the premise collapses into itself because it can't make sense.
Nope.
Yeah, nope. So, my God. And then, okay, another issue is like, why is Doug, whatever the name is, do it in this public areas of somewhere more secure?
Yeah, you're right.
What?
Yeah,
it
she's
did
like
happen, yeah.
she's the worst fucking mutiny officer ever.
Do it. I don't know. Do it in another planet for meters. Like,
Yeah.
or a basement. I don't know.
Or wherever OB is, because apparently no one ever goes there.
True.
Yeah.
I have
And
two
it's like
questions.
so all these bombings happen. Loki,
What-
Mobius, and
What
Sylvie
are
move in for the attack. They make a big deal about Loki and Sylvie holding hands. And,
Oh
my
they
God.
She
both
says,
combine
"Don't
with
think
a
about
magical Power.
Why don't
blast.
you just do it? Why don't you just do it already?
And
yeah,
then
and she actually they do the new power thing that was never set up, and she actually says, "Don't think about it too hard."
Oh my god.
that's true.
I mean,
Yeah,
also like,
so they
yeah.
stopped this from happening, but they stopped. Well, they already bombed most of the timelines already, so it got to a point
For-
where
Also,
got to
how
a
is that
point, but except for
possible if it's infinitely
her own.
expanding?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which they bombed everything except for her McDonald's timeline, which is
Well,
that's-
McDonald's is just this damn good, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
It
you would
wants them
expect.
the destruction of its timeline.
Yeah, I mean, you would expect if there's that focus on Sylvie, the first time they bomb is a Sylvie one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would expect that.
I have
Right.
2 questions about the timeline stuff. First, does it affect like did it affect the loom stuff? I can't remember, like the loom overloading.
Oh yeah, there. I mean, in the episode 3, they say it did.
Okay, I do remember. And also, could they have gone back like and got there earlier, or because that timeline was just quote unquote destroyed, it was impossible?
Don't know. It's
Um,
I mean, yeah, they could go back earlier, but
If they
they
could
can
have gone
travel
back,
through.
yeah,
They
then
can
they
travel
could.
through time. Yeah.
But if they can't go back earlier, then that's messes with things later.
so
don't think about it too hard, Bagel. Don't think about it too hard.
Yeah,
can't
sure,
help it.
whatever. It's like I don't know anymore.
So one thing about like this whole thing is like, so it just seems like it's not that. So it's like, obviously with free will and like everybody, it's like, as they mentioned before, if you're even if you're 15 minutes late to work, you'll cause a
Yeah.
branch timeline, and then they
Even
have
if
to
you're
prune
15
that.
seconds late.
15 seconds
my
late.
Yeah,
So it's like,
sacred timeline didn't allow it. You're gone.
so you got things like that. But then it's like, to be fair, it's like, so the way it's like infinitely new branches of timelines keep happening is because of there's
Choices.
an infinite amount of choices to make. So it's like that's what's causing these things, and they're all people at the end of the day. So it's like that just happens. But like, so as a concept of the timeline, it's like there's always going to be like an infinite choice, which is going to cause an infinite amount of spikes to happen. So even with all these bombings happening to like
Yeah.
reset the timeline, they just grow back again because like
Yeah, of course.
that
No,
doesn't
it
stop
doesn't
anything.
It makes no sense. But the MCU has to. I mean, season 1 has this problem, and then Quantumania has this problem as well in the room where Ant-Man, like all the choices, and it's like maybe 3,000 people.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that scene.
So
Yeah.
so they see 30% of the branches of, I don't know how many percent, 70. It's like 30% left, or they bomb 30% of it.
It makes no sense. You can't.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how to calculate it, but it just keeps expanding. And B15 said, I kid you not, those are people, those are lives.
Yeah.
God, I mean,
Thank you. I know.
yeah.
Yeah, it is like oh, thank you. I didn't know.
And also, it's like, yeah, wait, what the fuck? You never care about mass genocide beforehand.
I
Yeah,
guess to
no,
be
she
fair,
didn't.
That was like after the brainwash.
And
You're right.
But then
Yeah.
again,
Oh.
but like
I mean-
Sylvie is the one who stopped her brainwash, like via that hands on their head in another timeline,
yeah, but
like outside of the TVA.
Yeah.
So she
Wait,
got to
I
have her
thought-
free will in the TVA while. So, Kang's powers make no sense. Like,
and
Oh, no shit.
yeah, so
yeah.
like this
And-
one random god of mischief can like stop somebody's like brainwashing from happening even in when she comes back to the TVA under the brainwashed facility. So it's like okay, so I guess that's where her free will is there. But then it's like she doesn't actually do that because like Kang apparently had control of all that stuff, so it's like he wanted these things to happen, but it's like if he's that omniscient, like why doesn't he? How can he be defeated? Like in any sense, and I don't know.
You
It's
can't.
that's kind of the problem when you overthink
yeah, and
these
then
kinds of things.
Yeah, don't think
Sylvie
about it too hard.
and then Sylvie said, "The TV is the problem. It's broken. It's rotten."
Yeah, It's
Which,
not
I mean,
wrong.
it's kind of true. The TVA is fucking fascistic, but
Uh,
she's not that much better either. She's,
I mean,
I don't know.
yeah,
She's
and
a
they killed,
fucking bitch.
and and they killed the leader already. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's more than that. They killed the leader that controls this. Like,
Because that's like the other problem too. Is like it just like everything from prior to episode 6, like just seems like there really is no solution to this
No.
problem until Loki just says no you and figures it out. But we'll get to that.
I mean, the only way they'll save this universe or multiverse or whatever at all is if they just decanonize all of phase 5 and 4. There's no other way.
Pretty much.
yeah, it's fucking insane.
it's weird because like this entire show is isolated in a sense, but like it's also not. when
It's
you
not
just
at
think about
all.
it.
It has the allure of being isolated, but it's like
Yeah.
the most important shit in the whole multiverse.
In all of existence, everywhere.
I mean,
Yeah.
aside from
Allegedly,
Captain,
Deadpool 3 is supposed to focus on this stuff
Oh,
too.
that's right.
So
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's going to be in that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I can't wait.
and Deadpool 3 is supposed to have Mobius. We'll get to
No.
that. We'll get to that.
Can we just have Deadpool 3 no fucking connection to the MCU at all? That would be so nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, so if we goes back to the timeline, to her timeline, and just go back to McDonald's, I guess. Yeah, that's how the episode ends.
yeah, her timeline was the only one that was fine, but then it won't matter anyways because the timeline start growing again later. But that was episode 2. Episode 3 is the whole 1890s.
All
Yeah.
right.
Oh my god. So
This is a clown episode. This is a clown episode.
yeah.
It's like the most side questy it's been, and Victor Timely is a fucking clown. I hated him. And yeah, we'll get to it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
we finally get back to a character we haven't seen in a long time, Ravonna Renslayer
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I
and
hate her too.
Miss Minutes, who is
Yes.
like I will just spoil this now because like there's really nothing to say about Ravonna at all.
she's
The way her
barely
arc
attacked.
ends, it just ends up in the end of time. Who cares?
Yeah, it's like
Um,
it's so her
yeah,
character's so confusing.
Nothing happens with her. Miss Minutes has more characterization than Ravonna. It's fucking
I mean,
insulting.
He's an
I mean,
AI.
shit.
I have
Like,
I have
I'm a fan
things.
of Kang and Ravonna in the comics, so that's where my anger comes from. But
I
yeah.
have things to say about how she goes there, but I'll save it till we get there.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So basically,
So-
Miss Minutes is telling Ravonna like she needs to give this book to some kid. Well, 30 years before 1890. Just like just put the book there and everything will be fine.
which
You'll be able to sit.
Ha-
You and I will be able to sit next to He Who Remains in the future and rule the
I mean,
timeline.
I'm already confused here because Kang was born in the 30th century, right?
Yeah.
31st. How do we have a variant of him in the 1890s or 1860s or whatever?
Yeah. So that
Because
a real it is a little bit complicated to explain from the comic side because like the variants are just different between the mediums.
yeah.
But like essentially, Kang himself is the one that's going back in time to these points, and then he would like make his own disguises because he's like a really great actor. He can like pretend to be in the era. That's what it normally happens. But the thing with this, they treat it like reincarnation. So it's like
Yeah.
there's always a
Well-
Kang in every point in time,
Okay, yeah.
which
And
which
then
is which is
Oh,
like
that's
I think the problem with this concept though is like one, it reduces Kang to like he isn't the guy. There's like multiple points of him throughout the points of time, which I
Mhm.
find that kind of lame in my opinion.
yeah.
And then
It's like the
another thing with
opposite.
Kang is like, yeah, go ahead.
It's like the opposite problem with America Chavez, where she is like, there's only one in all of the multiverse, and with him, it's like there's always one, I guess.
Yeah,
How does that happen? Like,
I got no fucking clue.
yeah, there's no,
Uh,
it's a weird concept.
so let's see. Renslayer
yeah.
throws a book written by Obi to Kang when he's like what, a few years old?
Yeah, when he's just a kid.
like maybe 10 or something.
Okay, so what the fuck would he be interested in this book? When he's
Well,
10
you
years
see
old?
him fuck around with some science shit, so I guess he's interested.
I don't know. What?
Listen, in the MCU, every kid is a fucking science genius, okay?
That's
Yeah, and
true.
this is like
Really?
this is like the 1800s too. Let's
Yeah.
if we're not going to be completely political here, but like I don't know, like
Well,
But,
it's
like,
Chicago.
some of it
and
gets.
Chicago
know,
was
they-
founded by a black guy, so maybe
Yeah, I
it
guess
was
that's
different
true.
there. I don't know.
But then like
Uh,
with the how they tried to do the Disney racism in the scenes later, it was pretty funny. But
Yeah.
Oh, do you
Uh,
think there was supposed to be a depiction of racism? Because I didn't get that at all.
no, it's like the only thing they do is like have the white guy call him. What do you mean about this boy or something like that? That's
Oh,
that's all
I
they
didn't-
do.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah.
register that. Okay.
I didn't
Yeah.
either.
To be honest, I didn't. It's
Yeah, that's okay.
so yeah.
But yeah, like that's kind of like, so yeah, that's pretty much all that happens with Ravana and Miss Minutes in the opening scene. Then they kind of cuts to them going. So apparently in the last episode they found Ravana's used her temp pad again, which was set in the 1890s. So that's why Team Loki goes to 1890 to go find her.
And
Yeah.
then they
But then apparently she used it twice. She went from because like obviously she
No,
went
she-
back to when Victor was a boy, and then
Yeah, and then she
Victor as an
went to
adult.
the 1890s. Yeah.
I mean, why don't they just go to the second point, like the most recent one?
Well, I guess that's okay-ish. I think the bigger problem is that they arrive there, they look around for like 30 seconds, and they conclude, oh, she's not here, so let's go to the other point.
Jesus.
yeah, and it's like my other thing is like these temp pads are so like accurate in terms of like where somebody could be at what point in time, but you can't find like it also knows that Renslayer was in this time period, so it's like but it sends them like to a room like something far away from where she actually is. I don't know. It's like
Yeah, they're
the temp
conveniently
pads don't make
accurate,
sense.
you know?
Yeah. So,
They're as accurate as they have to be.
Exactly.
and so yeah. So they look around and there's a
They
comic
look around.
There's a comic
What?
reference.
Oh,
Yeah, Balder the Brave.
what's the reference?
Boulder the Brave.
Loki
Okay.
was confused why there was a statue of Odin, Thor, and Balder the Brave. Nobody's ever heard of him.
I believe he's not real.
That's very
Uh,
nice.
Wait, remember,
Well,
it's
to be
supposed
go on, go ahead.
there's supposed to be only one sacred timeline, by the way, before the multiverse shit. So, and Mobius knows about it. It was like, wait, so shouldn't shouldn't like what's it called? Yeah, shouldn't like Boulder the Brave should be a thing the entire time. What happened to him if that's the case?
Well, that's the
Maybe he was
issue with the whole thing, because it's unclear. It's really unclear how it was one timeline and it then not works, because it's unclear how time works in the whole TVA thing. It's because because the multiverse could, like, if the multiverse spawns, does that mean it spawns from like the end of time, or does it spawn from, like, yeah, it's really confusing, and it's something I have to I don't know how I'll tackle that in my video.
Yeah, and also like Odin has a daughter, it's like Hela, the firstborn.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's the MCU's thing as well.
Yeah, so they also forgot about her to put it here. Great.
But yeah, it's
I liked your jokes, Star Games. I liked your joke.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you got, so they go inside. They
wait.
find out Victor Timely's.
You're jumping
he's
ahead.
giving a talk. Oh yeah.
They're like, Loki's like, okay, how are we gonna find them? And then wait, sorry, I have to. Let's do some legwork, he says. And then 2 seconds later, a fucking paperboy comes by and just conveniently talks about Miss Minutes, or no,
It's
he
like a
talks
ghost,
about
a ghost.
yeah, exactly. So they
picture.
just find them, like it's just so convenient. I hated it. Like, I would have liked to see some actual detective work, but of course we can't fucking do that.
Yeah, that it happens quite a few times here.
Yeah.
In these episodes. Yeah, so they find out that Miss Minutes was there.
And then
they see another photo of Victor Timely.
Yes, that's the second convenience.
So they're both of those things were, like, I think, in the same newspaper as well. So it's like,
no, I think, or maybe
it was like a poster.
I think it was a poster, but yeah, it doesn't matter.
It was like in the same area.
Yeah.
So they were able to connect 2 dots.
Great detective work.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So what happened? So they just walk in, and you see, if everyone see like Ant-Man 3 Quantumania, it's like, yeah, it's that scene. The final credit scene for Loki season 2.
Yeah, I hated watching Victor Timely. He's so fucking cringe.
Yeah,
I didn't. It's clearly supposed to be funny, but it wasn't funny at all.
Especially when they use his stutter as a joke.
Yeah,
here and there.
That's also really insulting, isn't it?
Yeah,
like there's people who have speech impediments. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's giving his talk about temporal looms, which he learned from the book. And then people are interested. They want to buy it. There's this big guy who he gets upset with Timely.
There's this guy who wants to do a partnership with him, and he's like, I don't do partnerships. If you want to invest, that's fine, but I won't sell you my machine. And then, like, a minute later, he sells his machine.
And because he's working with he's working with the other guy. And before he just like, I don't do partners, but actually he's working with another guy to bit higher, so he can sell his machine higher.
Yeah.
So basically these characters, they all see each other. A bit of a chase happens.
Yeah.
Loki uses magic on this one guy, and I guess that's fine with everybody.
And actually, yeah. So he's a fraud apparently. That because I don't know. He's just a fraud, I guess.
Yeah, at this point, my note for this point in time is just, what the fuck is this clown episode?
Yeah, it's like, how are you
Exactly.
gonna trick people? It's like if your machine is that easy to be exposed.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not even like that bad. It's like, really, you can still light up a lot of light bulbs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's also like he says like with the same amount of energy that Edison uses to power one light bulb, I could power all of Chicago. And then some guy's like, we don't care about light bulbs. And it's like, are you not getting what he's telling you? Are you actually this fucking dumb? He
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. These kinds of things are just
Yeah.
it's like this episode is so weird because like there really is nothing to say, especially since it has no bearing on the rest of the story as well.
Yeah, I think we have to
Yes,
jump
basically
ahead.
It is
all
important
that
for
really
the
happens
plot,
is
sometimes
it's so easy
not.
to jump ahead because like Ravana and Victor Timely, they start getting
this
some
is when the
chemistry,
love
I guess.
triangle
Miss
happens.
Minutes is jealous.
Yeah, of course, before that, Loki, because Sylvie appears again for no reason. I don't know what reason it is. It's just
Oh yeah, and
Tries to kill this
Loki
one.
just Sylvie just
I think-
finds 1890.
yeah, and I think Ravonna is like, oh, you let him track, you let him track, you let her track you here, and it's like, you let them track you here, like you have no standing.
yeah, and also Sylvia's like, what? I want to kill Victor Timely. Okay, why don't you just teleport to Victor Timely and just kill him?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be here. Just
Hi.
go to
Hello
Alien
there.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. It's like, yeah, just
Yeah.
teleport to Victor Timely and just kill him. Instead of just
Also, he's
have a yeah.
he's completely unfazed by Miss Minutes.
Yeah,
Like
the AI.
the AI hologram that can apparently rip away lines.
She also turns into like a giant ghost while they're running away, so
I
that
was like,
it gets people to get away from Kang and
yeah, I was
Victor
like,
Timely and
And then
Ravonna
Victor
and stuff.
Timely and Ravonna start kind of have a relationship ish. Like there's some
yes.
romantic undertones here.
my-
And
Because
then we
comics.
and then
I
we
don't
cut
know.
to Victor Timely ditching her, like
Yeah, on the
putting
boat.
her on a yeah.
And do you know why he touches her? Because
Because Miss Minutes.
partners.
Because she's
Minutes.
too recent. She said the partner thing, and
Which
this is
A-
partners. And because Miss Minutes wanted him to do that. That's it
yeah,
gets
Miss Minutes-
very weird.
And so in the first scene, it's like how they set up. I don't do partners is a fucking lie. He clearly do partners. He only
Yeah.
say that to just trick him more money.
Yeah. No, it's
It's like no, you don't even understand his motivation in the same episode. It's fucking insane.
and I tried to find out how long it takes to by ship to go from Chicago to Wisconsin. I couldn't find out, but it's at least a couple hours. And then she is in a fucking what's it called? A rowboat.
Like she goes all
Yeah.
the way there, and she's only like a few minutes behind.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Also,
Yeah,
can we
Yeah.
talk about that Miss Timely wants to fuck Kang? Or Miss Minutes wants to fuck Victor Timely, sorry.
It's
yeah.
so weird.
Which
Yeah,
is
we're gonna
also
jump around
Kang
this
as well,
episode.
but yeah, that's
Jesus.
still true.
That's what they. So she rewrote her program because Kang. Don't know. It's like Kang just let her do it, I guess. Which, by the way, her program runs the entire TVA, so he has like universal level programming.
Oh yeah, and then another
The
thing
clock
to
wants
mention
to
as well is-
fuck Victor Timely. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean,
The other thing
one,
to mention was like the one scene with Sylvie and Loki with Victor Timely in the carousel box, and they
Yeah.
they're
don't know.
Sylvie really wants to kill Victor Timely. It's like and then Loki is saying like he's the only way we can like stop this danger from happening and all this stuff. It's like Sylvie's kind of like, guys, like why do you care about these Kang variants? And like he can't answer that.
I mean,
think-
you
it's,
can,
it's the right it's the right thing to do.
I mean, motherfucker,
I
just say
think
that. Motherfucker, just say that. If we kill him, you will die. The entire multiverse will explode.
Yeah,
Just say that.
but
It's
he
just the
al- he
problem,
always
these stakes are
he
so
always
high
he
that
never
it's too ridiculous.
he hardly ever mentions that the multiverse will die. He always is like the TVA, it will be destroyed. Why does he care so much about the TVA?
Yeah, just
What
just
the-
say them.
Well, he,
Just
because
we
like,
see the
he gets an
reason why,
explanation
yeah.
in episode
Mhm.
5, but
yeah,
Yeah.
but, you know.
Yeah,
And it's
true.
Also,
stupid
you
there.
know, I mean, why is they even chasing? Just teleport them. Just teleport with the temp pads.
Yeah.
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 But they all arrive at so Victor Timely and Miss Minutes arrive at his workshop. Then just a couple minutes later, Ravonna arrives there for some reason, and then just a couple minutes later, Loki and Mobius arrive there. I don't even know how they know to arrive there, and then Sylvie arrives there as well.
Gang's
Yeah,
all here.
it's- the gang's all here.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
Uh,
if
yeah,
if,
and
you know,
the thing is, like with Ravonna, it's like, especially because like she was on the boat and she doesn't use a temp pad to get there.
which
Not
she
that
should.
not that it would matter. Well, I mean, like unless like it could like sense where Miss Minutes is and like she can like pop up there, but Miss Minutes can turn off a temp pad.
oh my
Yeah.
god, why don't you just
Oh,
turn
so-
off Loki's? Oh,
Actually,
Sylvie's.
Even ignoring that she gets to Wisconsin like a couple minutes later, how the fuck does she know where the workshop is?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Um,
and also if you know if like what Miss Minute just like if Miss Minute just didn't just go, well, I want to fuck you now, because
They would have won. She would have
Yeah.
won.
yeah, and yeah, it's like just
Right.
Like
Yeah,
Victor
because
Timely's like, Victor Timely's
yeah,
like,
he's like, we should leave.
let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. And it's
Yeah,
like, yeah,
and-
we don't.
And she's
we
like,
got
well, let's
time.
fuck
We-
first.
and the fucking programming. If you can just rewrite every single program, it's like, why don't you just give yourself a human body?
Yeah, that's the other
Yeah.
thing. Miss
That's
Minutes
the
is like
thing.
is coded to like, I guess like to look like that first off, and then like also like, but she can rewrite her programming. As
Yeah,
an
and
AI.
we
it's
know
like, if
that
the
she
problem is if
can-
You don't have a body. Then
We
make
we
yourself
know
a
that
body.
she can change her appearance, so at least she would like try to look sexy, right?
Yeah.
Instead of looking like a clock with arms and legs.
I was like, and you know, and then it's like and then just like, you know, if you can program rewrite the entire thing, it's like, which is the entire TVA, by the way, they clearly don't remember this. I was like, why don't you just fuck with way more technology in the TVA? You know, just stop Mobius, Loki, whatever. I don't know.
Oh
It's
my
like-
god.
Yeah,
I think I hated the season beforehand, but I think after this episode I was completely checked out. I actually
Yeah.
had to take a
Yeah,
break.
yeah.
yeah, and
That's
so,
fair.
you know, and so you know so yeah, I don't know. It's like, oh, by the way, He Who Remains built a lot of machines here, and he just showed them off to a clock.
Yeah.
and
And
then
like
by the way,
the partners line is stupid too. If you want to be an inventor, you need partners. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
in order to, otherwise, like you're inventing for yourself. But I mean, you could do that,
mean-
but like that's not your hobby. Clearly, it's a job.
yeah.
So
Just to respond to the last comment, if you want to highlight it.
yeah.
Is there anything wrong with her voice in particular?
It sounds like a
I-
voice actor playing. It sounds like a voice actor.
It is very like it is kind of a
Tara
caricature
Strong.
of the southern accent, but I don't hate it. I think the body
I think
is the
okay.
bigger issue.
I mean, also, you know, when
Right.
she did that, she is possessing several puppets. It's like, holy shit!
She like projects herself onto a mannequin or something.
Why does he have mannequins, by the way?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like,
Or
I
Is
just,
he
Some
also
I guess
is he
it's-
also a
Yeah.
clothes designer or Oh, he made those pants. Maybe that's why.
Mm.
Hmm.
Maybe so.
Oh, and yeah,
So
yeah,
we see that Victor Timely's life's achievement is like a multiplier piece or something like that, which will be
so
relevant later.
which
Uh,
just I don't know how he got the resources to do anything if he does if he I don't know. The partner thing is so weird. It's like it's so inconsistent.
Especially like with this whole thing with Victor Timely being his own person and not like an actual Kang. He's limited by the tech in the 1890s, which
Is that a commentary on Tesla?
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
Yeah. So you get
Sylvie
this fight happen ish.
and
It's not even a fight.
Sylvie just energy
Sylvie
blast.
has the dagger over
No,
Victor's
Sylvie can
throat,
energy blast it. Energy blast without
yeah.
Loki's help.
And she does the energy blast thing that they needed the two of them to do it.
And
She
also,
did it by herself, no problem.
fuck! Remember,
Yeah, because she's just that good.
Yeah, and he who remains invented the melt stick. No, not the melt. Victor Timely invented the melt stick, which can apparently melt things. I mean, it's still a prototype, but it can disintegrate things. Holy shit!
Yeah.
How do you
Oh,
make
yeah.
that?
Well,
The
On a
books
TV.
let him how. It's fine.
I don't know. You just read books, I guess.
Yeah. But like, cause Victor looks so feeble and weak and all this stuff, Sylvie decides that I shouldn't kill him,
It's
and
like
don't make me
you
regret
think a
this. And,
TV
I
guy
still
would-
don't know.
that
I still don't
that
know why
never
she would want to
happens
kill him
later.
and then
I s-
yeah, and
because
then,
he's not Kang, right?
yeah, he who remains just say, "Oh, I'm not Kang." It's like you would do terrible things later. It's like then it's like I'm
But it's
not.
not him. If
Yeah,
we're going by the reincarnation thing, it's not him, right?
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's not.
don't
Yeah.
know.
it isn't.
Everything is so confusing. It's like and then she just like no.
Yeah, that's the whole show.
And
So,
yeah,
so they take her away. They leave Ravana with Sylvie.
Yeah, at this point I was
Sylvie-
like, yeah, please fucking
Sylvie
kill
should have
her.
killed
Please just kill her.
Ravana. Like
And
I
then
would
they-
be fine with this. But she doesn't. So she kicks her through to the end of time, basically,
with her tampad.
with her tempad. So
Jesus.
it meant nothing.
Yeah.
She needs to get back, and she does.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, Sylvie knows
not
that
right
you can't
away,
get
but
back from the
Right, because
she did it.
things happen.
Yeah, so she just did it, and
And she
And I
turns
think
Miss Minutes back
that
on,
happens later. Yeah.
and they just act like none of that weird relationship stuff ever happened.
Yeah. Miss Minutes is basically like, oh, okay, I like you now.
And let's work together.
And
We don't. And it's like we don't need Kang or He Who Remains. We can do this ourselves.
Yeah. So first, I guess they wanted him back, but then
None of this episode mattered.
But then
wait, but I
know
think that's all. I
about
think
them.
that's all episode 4 stuff, though.
No,
I
wait.
think-
There's still one thing. When they kick Kang into like the timeline, it's like there's no time at all, and suddenly his body just is like starting to break down.
Like, oh yeah, he's decomposing, but
Yeah.
because he's outside of time and space, it shouldn't be decomposing.
Right. No.
Yeah.
Isn't it at the end of time?
Decomposes outside of time.
At the end of time, yeah. But he still shouldn't be decomposing anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I don't know,
And
it's-
how like it's basically a skeleton. How far?
Yeah, it's
back
a skeleton, but like also it's still hunched over, so I don't know. The gravity of him doesn't fall off the chair.
Yeah. Oh my God! It's like it looks
Yeah,
cool. I
so-
guess that's. Yeah. So still as everyone's a retard, inconsistent. I don't know.
Yeah, and then Miss Minutes is like, I know a secret about you, but I'm not to Ravona, but I'm not gonna. But if I tell you, you're gonna be
It's
angry,
gonna make
and
you
then
real mad.
Yay.
roll credits.
Episode 4. Let's get to
Yeah,
the
halfway-
fucking
we're
review.
halfway through.
We're halfway through.
Yay. So it starts with Miss Minute telling her what's the secret.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so it's this. Apparently, Renslayer works very closely with Kang, and they hinted.
I have to use this as a
No,
screen
where-
cap.
Like, yeah.
You're
This is-
spoiled.
This is basically the show. It's decomposing,
That's my mind
scarifying.
watching the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So
Yeah. Continue.
yeah, it's like she and Kang has a relationship. It's hinted romantically, but she actually works closely with Kang, he who remains, whatever.
Basically,
And it's
like,
like-
Ravonna was a
very
part
trusted
of
person.
a key
Yeah.
part of like a multiversal war, and like
And-
got to the point where like one, he started to like her and want to work with her as like a legit partner.
And they both trust
But
each other, and
then
they-
with a conversation with Miss Minutes, he said to wipe her and everybody in the TVA's memories.
by the way,
Yeah,
Ravonna-
why
that was
though?
what
they both trust
Why?
each other. By the way,
Because he works alone, whatever. the
Like,
fuck.
first off,
Why?
why don't
I
you
don't do
okay,
partners. That's why.
I
Mhm.
don't know. It's
But
like,
you're working
Oh,
with
fuck
an
wait,
AI.
wait.
My home.
fuck
work,
off.
I
Which,
work alone.
why won't you just give your position to Ravana?
Yeah, and like,
Why did you
why
want to,
why would you
Loki?
promise her? Why would you promise her? Yeah, we'll be here together, and then it's just like, oh no, I guess not. And if that's what you're gonna do, why do you keep her around?
I don't know. It's like, just it's like I don't. If you're just gonna hate her, it's like, why don't you even let her be by your side? Just wipe her from day one.
Yeah.
It's like, if you really trust her, why would you wipe her mind? Just instead of choosing a Loki, just put her in your place.
Yeah, or wouldn't it be nice to have some other human being there? And apparently they're like romantically, at least like
Yeah.
interested in each other. So you can have someone to fuck, which would be, I guess, would be nice, right? If you're
Yeah.
there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
Pretty
you know
much.
what? Do you know what the general is like for the multiversal war or some shit? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, so wait, what's the sort of war still happening? Why will you wipe her mind now?
No, I think
And
the
she was
war
a
is
key-
over, right?
She was a key part into stopping it,
Improving
or ending it, basically.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to keep her around? She seems useful,
Because he doesn't do partners.
I don't.
right?
Except for
Don't
an
think about
AI.
it too hard.
Yeah, it's like,
I
okay.
promise this will make sense.
I don't know. It's
But
like,
yeah,
what?
basically, this is the episode where Team Loki is like, with Victor Timely, they're trying to make solutions to stop this
The loom
temporal loom from exploding and all that. You have Victor and Ob fanboying out. That apparently, Victor.
Yeah.
He learned from Victor
Yeah.
Timely. He learned from He Who Remains how to write the TVA handbook, but Victor Timely gets the book from Ouroboros. So
Yeah, it's like a
It's your-
time loop thing, which
another,
just
paradox.
Jesus.
just
I
makes
mean,
it more confusing.
Yeah, they just
yeah.
do the Miss Marvel thing. It's like, oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Non-lethal rounds.
The Miss,
So
what I didn't see Miss Marvel. What happened there?
Bootstrap paradox.
Okay.
Yeah, she goes into like the past of her ancestors, and I forget. Yeah, exactly what it was, but it's another thing like that. Like she causes like she was the cause of something that they know about.
Yeah.
yeah, so basically, like her
Yeah, it's a
grandmother,
Terminator thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except
she has to go back in time to help her grandmother find her mother.
Yeah.
So
and then it's
her
like
great grandmother,
it's-
basically.
it's
So
like-
in order for
it's-
her to like not get lost, and they can, have the family bloodline still continue on.
Whatever
it's
the
like-
fuck.
It's a
I mean, by the way, it's
bootstrap
like
paradox.
it's so weird because it's like Loki season 1. It's like that happens before Loki season 1, and then it's like this. Like Miss Marvel takes place after Loki. Loki is like Kang died. No one cares. So it's like I don't know. It's like is this
Yeah.
the plan? It's like I'm so confused because how can someone in the past plan something which is apparently set in stone in the future, but it's being changed, but still go according to plan? It's so fucking dumb.
I don't know how anyone would be able to see a through line in the MCU at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's all so fucking confusing. None of it makes any sense.
Yeah.
I
So,
guess Doctor Strange 2 takes time between or during Loki season 2.
The thing is, like, Loki's
Um,
outside of space and time, so it's like it's technically during
Right.
Endgame,
yeah, it's
so it's before Doctor Strange 2. But like, it also isn't. So
I mean, yeah, it's to be
Yeah,
honest,
look, I mean, Doctor Strange 2 is after Loki season 1, but because there's multiverse now, but also yeah, that's the whole thing with the show. You can't like put it anywhere because it wouldn't make sense anywhere. Like if multiverses didn't exist before and now they sorry, it's just really confusing.
it's like
Like,
yeah,
this, yeah, those time passing time travels. Holy shit.
yeah, and then so these kinds of things happen. Episode 4
Um,
has also has the whole the Doc's storyline ends there because Ravonna and Miss Minutes, they come over. Well, one B-15 tries to recruit Docs, like, you know, like, what we still have to help each other, like you know, it's like a big risk, and you betrayed our trust, but like we really need all of our TVA agents on this thing in order if we want to, you know,
sorry,
survive.
can you say
And
that again? I phased out, sorry.
yeah, B-15 was telling Docs like to like join them again, like because you know,
Oh yeah, yeah.
even though they were just betrayed by Docs, they still need as much help as they can. And this is
Yeah, okay.
before Ravonna and Miss Minutes shows up, which basically is like,
Mhm.
you guys can live in your own timeline, back to where you want to be. Like this, you know, to motivate Brad to join her team.
Mhm.
Um,
Also,
then
apparently they just left that weird machine in the room for
yeah,
no reason at all.
which they use that to basically kill everybody except Brad. I'll give Docs one thing. Her final line to him was pretty badass. With
It
how
was,
does it
but
make
it's
you feel
weird.
that all of us are willing to die while you're standing out there? That
That
was
was
a cool line, but that's
a good
about it.
line, but I don't know why we're giving her a hero death.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like which by the way, why is there no security cameras?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You'll see that later.
It just is another argument for how the TVA is fucking incompetent.
Yeah, and also because the door can open from the inside, so you guys can just leave.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
Fucking insane. Okay, so yeah, I need to look up some dialogues. It's like, Victor Timely, if he had the resources, he would have been bigger than Einstein. Motherfucker! So you are really that smart? Why do you even need to be a fraud?
True.
Uh,
Also, why do you act so fucking stupid? They can't write intelligent characters. They're
yeah, just just say it instead of just show it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can't see our borders like. I don't know. It's like what happened? It's like I don't remember what happened this episode.
So
Jesus.
you also have like, so Dox's team gets killed in the torture room, in the torture scene. You have well, basically the rest of Team Loki is like kind of just building the throughput multiplier. Loki and Sylvie have that conversation again about free will versus no free will, and like, you know, in that
Also,
scene, like, yeah,
Obi in this scene makes a comment about how Loki basically um Loki basically fucked up his whole reason to even exist. And that just made me think like he should be so angry about everything, and he just goes along with it. Like, yeah.
I don't know. It's like what happened this episode? Oh yeah, Loki and Sylvie argue it again.
They have an argument.
Yeah.
Loki, the the hopeful character that we all know him for, gives a speech
Yep.
about hope and why we need to, hold on to it, even if things aren't going our way.
I like
that's-
that he uh he held her accountable for like 2 seconds here, but then he didn't anymore. But at least he was
Yeah.
like he
Yeah.
criticized her for a second.
But yeah. So by the way, this is after Sylvie knows that the thing is gonna explode if we remove give free will. By the way, so they still argue the same thing, and Sylvie's like, "Oh my god, no! Free will is still important." It's like, bitch, you know that the thing is gonna blow everything up already.
That's what I'm saying. It's like even if you want to even if she's not saying something that's like ethically wrong, it's just like the problem is her solution is like gonna destroy the universe. It's like there's no conversation. That's just the problem with when the
And
stakes
she
are
also
so
goes-
high that it makes no sense.
She also goes on about people's lives again, and it just made me question: did she ever really care about people's lives since season 1?
Nope.
Well, but then it's Loki
I don't-
himself. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's kind of it's like it's two clowns arguing something that they have no reason to be arguing about. So
Oh my god, what happened here?
Doesn't she say next episode that she's selfish too, or something?
yes,
Yeah.
but that's kind of like damage control at that point.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
oh right. Victor Timely has this thing in the pockets that so happens to expand the loom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that multiplier.
It's a prototype. It's a prototype. Okay?
It's a prototype though, so
That can fix like
No,
what 31st
it's the
century.
Perfectly.
exact thing they needed to.
Don't think about it too hard. It's all gonna make sense.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So that kind of stuff happens. Then Victor Timely, he's so interested in this cup of cocoa.
Yeah. Fuck
this
that
I mean,
shit.
it's not like
Yeah.
this-
TVA guy.
it's not
and then
Can I
everything.
rant?
TVA guy dies.
Can I rant for a second here?
Go ahead.
There's something wrong with the machine they're building, and he's way more interested in them having cocoa machines, which is already like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But it's only here, so him and the other guy, there's a TVA agent back there, so him and that TVA agent can go check out the cocoa machine when he should absolutely be here to fucking fix the machine. They go there, and then there's this like 40 seconds weird ass scene where he drinks the cocoa, and then he looks at the agent and he gestures to him like, "Oh, have a sip of this," and then he does, and then the TVA agent gets pruned by this guy and Evan McGregor, and it's I lost my fucking mind there.
Yeah.
Like,
but then
this-
you see people on Twitter like praise it for like it's such a wholesome moment.
People
and all
praise
Like,
this.
People are, yeah, of course.
Jesus. I mean,
I feel like
everything is
I could
praised.
show this.
Every-
I could
everything
show
is
this to my
praised,
cat,
fuck
and
it.
she would fucking rant.
Matt Ramos said we're back.
yeah. I mean, also,
Not really.
it's like, also Victor Timely is like, why would you be amazed by a cocoa machine? It's like there's so much better technology here. Like
Yeah.
a computer.
No, it's all just there.
You guys
so
are building a
they-
throughput multiplier.
It's
on
only
something
there
that
so they could
you
be
were willing to
alone.
build
Cocoa
your
machine.
life, but didn't
Yeah.
have the chance to do it because of your timeline.
And how the
So-
case, and how did the guy, what the fuck does maniac
Oh.
character guy know that they are here?
It's only here so they can be alone. So Victor Timely can be kidnapped
Defenseless.
by
Yeah.
Because he's a
by
loser.
Evan McGregor.
So,
Yeah, it's like I get it. It's like Red Slayer has like what the fuck, Miss Minute who can control the entire TVA, so they know they're here.
yeah,
It's
and that whole Miss Minutes thing gets even worse because like apparently, Obi finds out like their temp pads don't work because of like Miss Minutes is there and she's controlling the system. But like he says like you can you can stop this by rebooting the system, which will stop Miss
Why
Minutes from
wouldn't
doing
they
that,
do this from the
Why?
start?
which will turn off the magic that allows them to like that
That's
allows
the only
the magic
reason?
users to use their magic. Yeah.
Oh my
So that's
god.
one that gets Loki and Sylvie to use their magic in the TVA the only time. Which, first off, I have to accept that there's like something that allows them to dampen magic. First off, but then like secondly, and more
thought-
importantly, it's like this TVA agent OB can just like do that. He can turn
In
off
this
Miss Minutes,
room.
reboot the system, turn off Miss Minutes. The human, I don't know, like
Mhm.
If Miss Minutes is controlling the system, why didn't she like? She
And the-
couldn't have
the
stopped
AI
them
should be
from
able to hear this
rebooting?
conversation.
She couldn't stop them
Yeah.
She's
from
controlling
rebooting
the
them?
TVA.
Yeah.
So.
And what would I mean? She's able to rewrite her own program. Just rewrite the entire program.
And again, if that's something they can do, they should have done this from the very start where they realized that Miss Minutes has gone rogue.
Yeah.
Maybe I thought it was because she had to be in the TVA for them to. I don't know.
That's
No, that doesn't make sense.
And yeah,
Well,
that's
does anything make sense?
No, you're right. No, it doesn't.
Okay, so
Because like they
yeah,
even say in episode 1 that like Mobius was trying to contact Miss Minutes, but like she wasn't there because like apparently she just wasn't there. So that's why it wasn't
Yeah.
working. But like,
But
but that means like Miss Minutes still has traces of herself in the system. But like, because like why wouldn't you? You're an AI.
yeah, yeah,
Unless you have to like, I don't know why your physical presence matters in that.
yeah.
It's a problem when you think
There
with the
is-
show.
She
And-
isn't physical. I don't know why she couldn't be at two places at the same time. She why?
I don't know.
Yeah, just
I
they
don't know
clearly
how it
didn't think about it. And not that she can control the entire TVA. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah, before
you have this
before
thing, so they can have this
uh
this like I guess like cheap PG-13 horror kind of sequence with Loki. Scaring
so
Brad
they-
is like uh
Oh yeah, he just like walks forward in the
he
dark.
just walks like a horror movie villain.
Yeah.
Brad is like
and
moving
also
around
but
in
oh wait,
the dim-
before
it's,
that
it's
they-
also that shadowy
yeah.
cringe thing that they did in episode 2.
Before that, it's like episode 1. It's like here's a set of mystery in the future. It's like here's
Yeah,
a
that
mystery.
happened first before the magic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Where Loki
so-
prunes the past self who was looking
I
at
was like,
Sylvie.
which is like,
And then it's like, I promise this will make sense
Oh, yeah.
later.
fuck off.
That was
Which is
excellent.
also by the way,
Which is that's just a meta line by the writers.
yeah, and it
I-
doesn't.
I promise, guys, it's gonna make sense. I swear.
It doesn't even fix anything. It's just like
No.
it doesn't really have anything to do with the story. Just like hey, here's the intrigue thing in episode 1. Oh, here it is.
Mhm. It's just
Like,
like, oh shit, we kind of have to resolve that, don't we?
And also I don't know. It's like yeah, it's like if Miss Minute can control the entire thing, what don't you just like, lock every single doors or something? Why don't you just like hey here's entire TVA shut down, and you know Loki could barely walk through any single doors, and so has Sylvie.
Yeah.
And it's like and also by the way, there are security cameras in TVA according to this scene.
Well, you know, they only had the budget for one security camera.
Yeah.
I mean, Kang is too lazy, I guess.
Kang is all seeing, apparently, so I guess he realizes cameras aren't useful, I guess. But for the TVA agents, fuck them, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't matter.
Since they
You can
turned off
rebuild.
magic now, do the Infinity Stones work in that drawer?
Yeah, you're right. They
I
should.
mean, like they turn off the protections. I mean,
Yeah.
well,
I
are
was
the
thinking
are the
before
are
this-
the Infinity Stones magic or are there something else?
don't know.
They kind of have to be
would-
magic
Well,
because
since-
that's what
since-
that's why
Yeah.
they were just paper stones,
Right.
paperweights.
I thought it was
Yeah.
like because it was outside of space and time or whatever. Like that's why magic or the stones didn't work.
That's
But
like a
Yeah.
comic explanation, but
But since it's like it was just a thing, they could just turn on and off. somehow.
No,
Yeah.
I might be wrong here, but I think they mention in season 1 that there are dampeners, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, which Obi confirms in this episode that you can, like, there is the
I remember
dampener that
this
allows them to
before.
Yeah,
turn the
and
magic
then,
on and off for those magic prisoners.
and what the fuck happened in this movie? What the fuck happened in this episode? Jesus. Yeah, they just
So
it's
that kind of
the
happens.
timely
Sylvie prunes Ravonna to the end of time, which she should have done in the first place.
yeah, and
Yeah, no, she shouldn't. She shouldn't have. She should have fucking stabbed her because you
True.
you don't want to
Right.
you don't want to prune somebody because they're still alive. They're just at a different point in time, and Sylvie knows that you can get back from that.
with a tempat.
Because
Yeah.
only Loki survived the end of time or whatever.
Plus, Ravonna was the one who
Except
captured her,
Mobius
right?
wasn't a killer.
You have
Yeah.
every reason to kill her.
Yeah,
What's
just
this
fucking
gonna-
stab
what's this
her.
gonna-
Because like in
And-
the flashback scene, Ravonna was
and-
the one who held her like as the
Mhm.
prisoner and all that. That
Mhm.
stupid
And-
scene.
Even
and-
if
So it's
even
like, you
if
have every
Sylvie
reason
doesn't
to
know,
kill Ravonna. You have every reason to kill Ravonna. I
Yeah.
don't know
What's
why.
the re-
even
what's an episode
even
where
if
they're like-
Sylvie doesn't know that you can go back from the end of time or whatever, she still should just fucking stab her because she knows that she's still alive then.
And she just came
And-
back after you kicked her through a time door.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and here's the
So you have more reason to kill her.
okay, here's a question. What is Ravana's plan?
I
She
don't know.
wants to
She's
rule
just
the
fucking.
TVA, but
TVA
she doesn't
for
know how to
herself
do
now,
that.
I guess.
What the fuck?
So
You
she
have this
captures-
minute.
If she wanted to reinstate He Who Remains, but I guess now
I-
she wants
I was
to
like,
do it
how
for
does that
herself.
work? And by the way,
and
you have
then
Miss
like
Minute.
Miss Minutes, as she's rebooting out, she tells Victor Timely that you'll never be him. Which again, it won't even matter anyways because of
how,
this scene.
how are you gonna rule the entire TV just by Victor Timely alone? Actually, fuck Victor Timely. Miss Minute can control the entire TVA. Just have her like fuck the entire system.
And
just
if
like,
she
hey,
if she understands like he has variance across the universe, across the timelines and all that stuff, she should know that there should be other Kang variants to use. Why do you need Victor Timely? Use the Scarlet Centurion or use the Ramatut or whatever.
yeah.
You know, and Quantumania with the whole Kang Coliseum.
Use the Lizard and Blue King.
Like, why are you
Yeah.
using Victor Timely?
I don't, because money.
Contracts.
Yeah,
Even
and
though it's the same
also,
actor, but
I was like, I could not believe that the entire show didn't realize how strong Miss Minute is. She controlled the entire TVA. You basically won,
but she didn't.
and so yeah, just like fuck off system. Just like, okay, here's a death trap. I'm gonna burn all of you. To be honest, I don't know how this works. But
Yeah, so Team Loki they
and that's the
stopped
end for
Ravonna and
Ravonna.
Miss Minutes really easily. It was no challenge at all.
Yeah,
And,
so
they proceed to continue with the
bye
know.
bye Ravonna and Miss Minute. You don't have any purpose in the story except for dragging the entire show.
yeah. I don't even know how Brad's arc end.
It's just it just happens.
It
He
just
doesn't
happens.
have an
He
arc.
doesn't show back.
He
'cause I know
doesn't
he
show
doesn't show
back
up
up,
again.
yeah, in 5 or
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, it's just filler. A lot of things just filler.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
whole show
so
is full of filler, full of fucking dumbass comedy when there shouldn't be comedy because there's pressing issues. Like,
I mean,
the episodes are like 50 minutes long, and they could be cut down to like 30. Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
fucking
I
shit.
don't mind like sometimes you need to do some side plot things and that happens. I mean, but like the one side plot that makes kind of sense is the B-15 whole that thing with related to like because they're talking about like should TVA agents be like doing this or should they do something different. I mean that makes sense in terms of the show, but like I don't need to see Victor Timely drinking cocoa. Like
Oh yeah, but you do because otherwise, how is he gonna be kidnapped?
yeah, that's true.
No, I'm not necessarily bashing quote
right.
unquote filler episodes here.
I
But if
understand
you
that,
have
so.
if you have 6 episodes and you have this complex of a plot to work with, maybe don't waste your fucking time with dumbass jokes and 40-second
Right.
scenes of people drinking coca.
Yeah. Look at the comments. That is funny.
Yeah.
Just show. Maybe just show it.
That's right. I forgot.
Oh.
Yeah,
bad.
the
That's
last one.
My mic is in the way. Yeah. So
I forget.
So they build their multiplier.
Tyson
They have
Borg.
a discussion on who should be the guy to. Well, so the time loon has gotten worse and worse.
And so you know,
and,
so Loki.
so you know,
so,
Victor Timely, he's like, I gotta be brave. It's got to be me.
no. Beforehand, it's Loki. Loki said, "I'll do it myself," and then Victor Time is like, "Yeah, I'll do it instead." Why?
Oh, the
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
can only be activated if you have a Kang variant energy, whatever. I don't know. In order to unlock this thing. Why is it there?
You know what's funny?
Also,
If they turn the magic back on, Loki can make himself look like He Who Remains with his illusion
you're
powers.
right.
Yeah.
So
Also,
Would that
if
work
Kang
though for
is
that aura
if,
thing?
if Kang is
that part I don't know, but it's like if you have a guy who can like turn off the magic to try something out, because they desperately had to find a good He Who Remains variant. So why don't you just make Loki that guy? If you just turn off the magic and just let him try it out. But yeah.
if Kang is like, Kang clearly is worried about his variants, right? That's the whole war thing. So shouldn't he build this whole machine or whatever so that only he can activate it, not any variant of his?
You got that, but it's like OB is still a guy who can like figure out a way to do these things too. Like one, he can access the room, which he himself doesn't do that. Because Miss Menace usually was the one who used to do that. But it's like, I don't know. It's weird to have like one person be in charge of that if you really want this job to be tasked to only Miss Minutes and He Who Remains. I don't know why
By
you
the
would
way,
want another guy
Yeah.
like OB to do that.
By the way, OB is working
yeah.
for the entire TV, which is at least a universe size. Holy shit! One guy helping the entire universe. That's how much job is there?
And then
He should not be that free for the entire time.
yeah, and then with the He Who Remains and Victor Timely face scan, it's like I guess it's like I guess it would be kind of difficult to tell maybe because they do have the same face and the only difference
But
really is their hair.
Does it scan the face? I thought it scanned some like aura, whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
It's
the
aura.
temple
Something like
aura.
that.
Yeah,
But it's basically his
aura.
face, essentially.
He puts his
Okay.
head
But
in
yeah.
to scan the.
He puts the
aura.
head in the box
Yeah.
thingy and then
Yeah. Temple aura. It's like, I don't know. It's like, what does that mean?
yeah.
Really?
So
What is
you
temple
got
aura?
that, and then he wants to be brave. He wants to be brave, and then
And
he runs out, and this happens. He turns into ramen noodles.
And that's why Loki didn't go here, because he will instantly die. Or is it?
I did kind of like the exchange of Loki and Mobius of like, oh no, the model, he clearly looks like you. No, he that was kind of funny to me, but it was also just once again just padding the runtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and then OB just like, oh yeah, go. He will remain like, no, go Loki. Loki is physically stronger. And
No,
just,
but it's because if something goes wrong, then he knows what's wrong. But as we learn in episode 6, that's not even true.
yes, and she can teleport. Send him. You lost all the magic. Magic is done.
You're right.
Yeah.
Loki could just teleport there.
Yeah, and it's like, why won't you just send him? Just like put him to just teleport. Oh, but if they did that, he will die and the entire story will be over.
Yeah, but here's the bamboozle. We don't do that. So
Yeah.
After Victor Timely turns into like ramen noodles, it all seems lost. the episode fades to white, as if to show that the universe exploded. And yeah, that's it. It's over. There's
That's
nothing else
it.
to talk about.
Everything's over.
Yay!
And
Next
this is
episode
the
This is
point.
over. The MCU has ended.
Oh.
We had a good run.
No, we
maybe.
didn't.
I don't know.
Stop
Maybe
lying to me.
And yeah, it's all over. It took 2
Yep,
hours and
thank
20
you.
minutes to talk about 4 episodes, and yeah,
Thank you for watching, everyone. Yeah.
thank you for
Yay.
watching.
See ya.
Or
Wait,
Or-
I feel like that's not
Not
true,
the truth.
though.
Yay! And then
or
I'll
it's
be right
not-
back.
Yeah, you can just wait for
Keep
a
the
bit.
suspense.
Because because they copy some episode I really love from Doctor Who.
or maybe, just maybe, there could be more. Surely that's not true, though, right? I mean, the universe just faded to white, so in a blinding flash of light, cut to black. You see the timelines like explode. Surely there can't be anything else to
Yeah.
add.
Surely, I mean,
It was really bold of them to make just 2
It was
episodes of a black
really
screen.
bold.
Yeah, and before
Great.
we end the stream here, since it's gone, did we talk about that? Oh no, that never mind. Yeah, we're done here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Or
So are we, Nero?
we can
Or-
start talking about episode 5.
Yeah.
And what happens.
The entire
Loki
It's
is
not-
back.
Even though all of time exploded.
Yay.
He's back.
How did he
It
survive?
turns out he
Wait,
time
but I
slipped.
thought they fixed that in episode 1.
You thought.
You thought that,
Yay.
but he
Yeah.
time slips again.
And he survived a
And,
multiverse blow up in his face. Motherfucker.
Yeah, so apparently this universe exploding caused his time slipping to reactivate again.
Not just universe, the entire multiverse.
The entire multiverse, yeah.
Yeah,
And
we're
yeah, he
actually
time slips
dead now.
back. And now his time slipping has gotten much worse than what it was in episode 1. Because not only can he time slip in the TVA, he can time slip to any branch timeline that the plot wants him to go to.
Yay. And they try to justify it
Yay.
later. Don't worry. And
Yeah,
so,
All
so-
promises will make sense.
and
So you see him
yeah,
basically time slip to
and
basically to all of his friends conveniently.
but
All of his
yeah.
friends in the TVA though, not like Thor,
TVA
not
is
like
activating
Odin.
the Hell Slave. Yeah.
not
Who cares
not
about
those
Thor?
guys. Not those guys.
Wait.
Just
No.
Casey, his best friend,
If
B-15.
Yeah.
He wanted to gut like a fish.
He wanted
you,
to gut like a fish.
but you see,
You know,
contract.
so yeah, he finds them at different points in time. Apparently, the way his time slipping happened was like I guess like the TVA is like kind of done here, and he basically ends up at different points in time where he finds like apparently Casey was Frank Morris from the Alcatraz
Which,
escape.
by the way,
That was
how
pretty
the
cool,
fuck
I
is that
guess.
timeline? The multiverse is blown up.
You see, Loki's
Went back
time
to
slipping
the
makes
shore
him go
of
so
some
far in the past that it
shore.
doesn't matter. Because apparently the universe exploding doesn't affect the past, even though it should.
Yeah, it's like that's
Um,
what timeline means.
He should be if he had the time slip, he'd probably be in the void of space because the past should be destroyed anyways.
Listen,
Yay.
But it's not, so
Listen here.
I guess shut up.
this will make sense. I promise.
And yeah,
Say it
so
Don't worry, they say it
you
twice.
you see things like he time slips at random points, but it's always like to the people that he has to meet. Casey, who is Frank Morris from the Alcatraz prison escape. B-15 is a doctor. Mobius, he's finally on the jet ski. He's a jet
Yay!
I'm so
That's
glad
it.
they
It's
brought
set
that
for
back.
season 1.
I'm so glad
and
they
yeah,
brought
but
that back.
And then he also finds OB, who's still a scientist. These other this is something that kind of annoyed me as well. It's like these other guys, like these other friends, like they were all like different job occupations in their human lives, but OB was always a scientist, and it's like
How lucky.
you know what? Fine, he was an author, sure, but he used to be a scientist.
No, yeah.
No,
But
he
he's
still
still
is. He's just
Yeah.
it's his day job, and
Just
he's.
wants to write a book.
But
now.
I actually kind of felt bad for Obi in the scene in the bookstore. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
trying to buy his own
No,
book.
That
That
that's
actually
fair.
kind of made me feel something.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
My only reason to like mention this as an issue is because like obviously when Loki finds him, he's still like smart enough to have these conversations about like the TVA, time travel, these mechanics that are also still theoretical because
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
coincidence.
It's
but
Oh
it's
my
super
God.
convenient.
Obi is still that knowledgeable character. Like if he was a baker, the universe would have turned into ramen noodles. So
Yeah. So,
Um,
and yeah.
did any of you catch which year Loki found OB in?
I
Because
don't.
I missed it.
don't. Neither do.
No, I don't remember.
I believe
let me just look at it again. Holy shit!
they said it took him 19 years to build the
No, 19 months.
19 months.
19
Oh,
months,
19
yeah.
months to like
Build
build
the,
the thing so that he can find Mobius and Loki and that
template.
Yeah, but
with
they
a
like
prototype
put the
template that-
years.
the book was very apparently that well detailed.
Yeah, of course. It's like the
Yeah.
Of course
Quantum
it is.
Mania thing with it's the Quantum Mania
Yeah.
thing with Hank's notebook. You just need one notebook and it's all okay. You can build it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just Hey, it just and this guy has the intelligence of Tony Stark. He invented time travel.
Everybody is as smart as Tony. Actually, smarter. As soon as you are a scientist, you're actually smarter than Tony Stark. In the
Yay.
MCU.
The rules.
Yay.
That's the rules.
Yeah. He just had bad luck and stuff. If this guy is so smart, he would just invent anything. It's like,
Yeah,
and,
you
he
just-
also
yeah.
needs-
So
It's a great
as we were
explanation.
saying, like Loki's time slipping got so worse to the point that he can just do it on Earth at like these random points in time that are not very random because he keeps meeting the same TVA friends whenever this plot needs him to.
And they actually gaslighted. They not gaslighted, lampshaded. It's like, you see, it happens because it's meant to happen because what's it? Oh, right. You always end up in the exact place you need it.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great
Which was also in
science rules. It's rules of
America
fiction.
Chavez as well.
Exactly. I just wanted to bring that up. I guess the universe just really knows where people need to be.
Yeah, it's
I'll
like
kick that witch's ass.
Oh my god, it's like it's the flux. Don't worry, the flux will come later. If you guys seen Doctor Who series 13 Flux, you would know what the fuck does that mean.
I know of it,
Yeah.
but
So Loki's seeing these new lives of what these guys are doing, but he's trying recruit the team so they can try to
because
fix
if
whatever
all
it
their
is that
energy
happened.
is
The
in,
Oh, by the
universe
way,
exploded, but
if all their
Yeah.
energy is like back in the same
also
place,
didn't.
it could
Yeah.
like he could then master his time slipping.
Jeez.
yeah.
I-
So
And also, Obi trusted Loki immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone
Well,
trusts. Everyone.
Obi's just a really nice guy, you know?
Yeah.
I love the
Yeah.
line. How's it go? Like if like this should be impossible, so maybe you can do it, or something like that.
Yeah, you're right. Because there's also another line. With science, it's all what and how, but with fiction, it's
Fiction,
why.
it's why.
yeah.
What does
the
that mean,
episode's
and
so
what are your
strange.
thoughts on that?
Motherfucker.
I don't know what it
you,
means, and I hate it.
Yeah,
To be
I'm in the
honest,
same boat.
I'll literally just tell the writer to just fuck off and just stop writing because you don't care about your own rules. You
It's
just care
just
about
It's
Just
how
care-
it works how we say it works.
yeah. It's like you just care about how you.
I think it's
how,
like
what
I
you
think it was a
wanted.
poor attempt at Thor 1, like where he has the conversation with Jane about like how science and magic are the same, which is that you guys don't understand it yet, kind of
Yeah.
thing. I don't know if they're trying to homage to that, but like, and again,
It's
it's
like
not.
it's supposed to mean
It's not
fiction is
Thor,
like
this is
science
Loki.
we don't understand.
Why would you
Yeah.
pay homage to Thor 1 though?
I mean, that's
When
a
it's not a
good one.
Thor scene, it's Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Um,
I mean,
Yeah, that was my only thought about it, but like it, I mean, that scene was better in Thor 1.
I feel like you're thinking too far here. I don't think the writers of the show
Yeah.
have even seen Thor 1.
Yeah, to be honest, I just believe that they just did it for a lampshade.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh yeah, Community, the best episode in Community. Basically, you roll a dice and there's 6 different timelines.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good episode.
Yeah, it's like about and by the way, those are the writers of Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Are those the same writers?
Yeah, to be honest, they also write Far From Home, No Way Home, and Ant-Man and the Wasp. But
Well, there's one
roll a
good
dice
one,
on that.
2 okay ones, and 1 bad one. So
yes. I mean, so yeah. I mean,
But yeah,
go watch that episode instead. It's like what's the episode called? Holy shit!
I don't remember, but it's a really good episode.
Yeah, it's like we roll the dice 6 different timelines. It's fucking yeah.
They cut out like evil beards in the darkest timeline.
Yeah, it's like. It's like
so Loki and Sylvie have that conversation again about the whole free will thing.
Ramedia Chaos Theory. Thanks.
Yeah. This time Loki, explains why he really wants, why all of his things relate to the TVA. He's not concerned about the multiverse, not the other people, just the
Existence of
TVA in
everything.
particular.
They
And-
need to.
I think this is important to highlight here. He's been in the TVA for maybe a week.
Yeah.
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 Oh my.
And
yeah,
but he's
This
he
is
needs
the
his
most
friends because
important
he
thing
doesn't
to
want
him.
to be alone.
Yeah, and
so
Loki isn't
that
his
is
friend
why
like Thor. Thor
everything
isn't his
relies
friend, I
on-
guess.
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
He doesn't really care about Thor that much, I guess.
So yeah, so we learned that Loki, his motivation as to why he keeps caring about the TVA so much is because he needs friends. And
oh my god, you got the Sylvia scene.
But-
It's like, oh, but wait, before that, how the hell does Sylvia have all the memories?
yeah,
That's a good question because she's a
yeah,
god, I guess.
Is it
I-
because she wasn't on like the sacred timeline, so it just reset her? I don't know.
No, but Owen Wilson wasn't on the sacred timeline either.
Oh,
Yeah,
he wasn't. Oh,
and he go
yeah.
back.
All of the other ones are not from the Secret Time.
Yeah, by the way, he just
Sylvie.
I guess Sylvie should have been in Asgard then.
yeah. I don't know. It's
Which
like,
is like
I
with
don't-
Sylvie, but yeah, because Sylvie ended up back in the McDonald's that she was originally, where she chose to be in that time.
Yeah.
So it's like
Mhm.
I don't know, but like,
What isn't she's time?
but Sylvie has all.
I
The only thing I could say is like, at first I thought she was a time slipper too or something, but she's not.
I think
Um,
I think it's literally just because they need it to happen.
yeah, it's like they didn't explain at all.
Also, the conversation they have in the bar. So I agreed with Loki that they talk about how they're all back in their own lives now, and Loki's like, but yeah, shouldn't they have a choice whether they want to be in their own lives or in the TVA? And then Sylvie's like, they didn't have a choice in the first place, and I feel
that's kind of the problem. It's an endless cycle because like,
yeah, but even if they didn't have a choice in the first place, they still should be like I'm with Loki here. They should have the choice whether they want to be in the TVA or they want to go back to their lives. And I don't get Sylvie's point of view at all here.
And then what the fuck happened? It's like I'm so confused. Oh, by the way, yeah, how the Ouroboros knows where is Loki and Owen Wilson is?
Yeah.
and
then
yes,
Yeah, he never
and then
showed
then
up at
Loki
house.
admits that it's all about his friends, and apparently now he doesn't care about the multiverse war
not
at all
about-
anymore.
saving all of existence. It's just
yeah, she just wants friends, you see, because
But his concern should still be valid, wouldn't they? Even if his motivation is selfish.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't what the fuck happened. It's a matter. There's so much shit thrown into my brain at once.
Mm-hmm.
And oh yeah, by the way, Owen Wilson, like Mobius, got convinced for some reason after one scene, just like nah, and the second scene was like, oh okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
All of them are
basically like the other thing is like they do this thing where like you can see the past versions of yourself who was just there, and then like Mobius basically sees that Loki and him are having that same conversation just like 5 minutes ago in that sense. But like for some reason that doesn't apply like later when they do the finale with Mobius, but whatever, I guess.
Oh my god, this episode hurts my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Sure.
episode, I think I sent a message to Unity like 12 minutes in, and I was like, there's not much happening here. There's not much for me to latch onto. And Unity, you told me that this is by far the worst of the season.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. This is awful.
Oh my god. It's
Yeah,
like, I don't-
so no.
Yeah.
They try to continue living their lives, but then Sylvia sees that her music shop is turning into ramen noodles.
That's all,
So,
that's what I call the flux, the destruction of everything, past, present, and future.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently this didn't happen
Beforehand.
the
in any
entire
places.
episode because like it took they had to get sent to like alternate timelines in the past before they start to catch up to destroying
and-
the entire thing.
And you see, it's because
I guess
of
it's-
the fail-safe.
I guess that's just how it works. It works in like in a rate, not like not instantaneously destroy the universe.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that makes no sense.
And
And
I don't
it's
know.
not even like, okay, this centimeter is getting destroyed now, and then this centimeter. It's really selective.
Yeah.
The record player gets destroyed, but the record doesn't,
Yeah.
or
And
doesn't
it's like
for a while.
yes. And yeah, it's
Yeah,
like they try to
okay.
explain it's like what this is the TVA's fail-safe. It's like what the fuck does that mean?
And then like they go to different points in the
Yeah.
different points in the country or stuff like that. But like apparently, well, I guess like they're in different points in time. So I guess. So I guess it's destroying from the future all the way to the past in that sense. I think that's the only way I can like make sense of that. And it goes in that rate. So then like wherever Sylvie like uses a temp pad to go back to like the not friends because they're alternate selves.
But what shit? Sylvie just stares at it. It's like what the fuck? Immediately go.
Yeah, and then you have all the people turning into ramen noodles.
For some reason,
But then
it's so selective.
Loki gets really upset with all of his friends are dying that he does a big soy scream and he ends up
And
Also,
realizes-
something that happened.
Yeah.
Something that happens earlier in this episode. OB tells Loki that he's like the temp pad, but better because he can also change locations. But the temp pad does that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's
and then
basically a walking temp pad. Isn't it?
and before
Yeah.
that was but
Why
yeah, just
we
before
still don't know yet. And
And-
even this OB can't explain it either.
and also it's like and then the entire time Loki was like, no, I'm sorry. There's no multiverse or saving. I'm just here because I need friends.
Yeah.
Fuck off. This happens
Yeah,
because the
so-
entire multiverse destroyed and you have to save it.
hmm
Yeah, so after the soy scream, he ends up in the past again, which is just a few minutes before the multiverse is destroying. Then he tells Obi that something about like how your science and fiction were almost right, but like kind of basically like
It's not about the why; it's about the who.
yeah,
my
it's like I needed my friends to So yeah, he learns how to control
Basically,
his
the
because of
whole last
power of
episode
friendship.
Oh my god, it's like
didn't really matter
fuck.
much.
I don't know. It's like this is like the copying the worst episode of Doctor Who. I mean, it's like this entire episode reminds me of like the worst series of Doctor Who with the worst episode, and they just took it. You know, Loki can just time travel out of fucking nowhere against a thing that is destroying the entire multiverse. It's like including past, present, and future the entire time. And then they're just like just invent random shit. Just like, hey, meet a bunch of past, present, and future characters. Like, what is that sort of nothing? And that it's like
So
yeah.
go for
And
it.
also, how the fuck can you time travel if the entire thing is destroying the past, present, and future?
It's all gonna make sense later, I promise.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
Yeah, so
Also,
Loki learns how to control his time slipping powers because of the power of friendship. And then he has his line, I can rewrite the story,
Oh my
which causes him to trigger his time slip to go back to the moment before the explosion, and that's how the episode ends.
god.
Unity, you can corroborate that. I called it here. They took away free will in season 1 and they gave it all to Loki in season 2, and that's literally what happens next episode.
Yeah, it's like I can rewrite stories. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh, this seems like a meta line from the writers. Like, I can fuck with whatever I want.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Reality can be whatever I want.
Yeah. Reality is like whatever that Thanos line.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Thanos didn't have these kind of powers. He could just make people into confetti or whatever.
Yeah, so that's that episode, and
Yeah, they finished the flux.
leads us to our finale, the
My
series finale,
God.
if you will, allegedly.
So
Basically,
So Loki is time slipping. He's basically using his time slipping abilities to. So here's my first thing. He resets himself back to where he is, like where Loki himself is. So he doesn't. Which that part I don't really understand. Like
he can now take over
because like
his past self.
before like in episode 1 and 4, like you see that there is clearly a past Loki and a future Loki. But now his time slipping is like to a point where it resets himself in wherever that Loki was at the time. So now
it's like butterfly.
So
effect.
now like he's doing scenes again, but like it's now new Loki replacing the old Loki that was originally in those scenes.
It's new consciousness in a past body.
I guess that was just their only way to avoid the whole problem of how the fuck do we do this with two or multiple Lokis happening?
Lokis in the scene.
Thousands of Lokis in these
it's
scenes.
just lazy.
It's also lazy as well.
Oh yeah, because we don't know why it works this way now, but it just does.
Also, throughout this episode, Loki never explains to the people what's happening to him. So I'm guessing he's trying to keep it secret, but at the same time, he frequently
no time to explain or something. I don't know.
He's kind of showing off too to Mobius.
Yeah, he frequently goes like, "This time it will work," or shit like that. And do you want them to know what is happening, or do you not? Because if he just explained to them like, "This is what's happening to me," I think things would go over smoother.
I think the problem though is like every time he goes back in time, he'd have to re-explain that thing again.
Yeah, but it's like two sentences. It's like, remember the time slipping? I can control it now. That's it.
Yeah. But the thing is like, so the thing is like, he's been doing this same thing for centuries. Going back in time, trying to fix it. He's been doing this for centuries.
Oh my god! No, not just centuries. He's learning
also like to a
centuries.
point where he had to learn the mathematics, the physics, and the engineering skills that Casey, Timely, and
what is the if you learn for centuries? Like, why the fuck do you think of better solutions? Like, I don't know, just time travel to Doctor Strange. Just do his time stone.
Thank you. I wanted to bring that up. Just he does it later, but he doesn't do it for centuries. He could just go back to where Sylvie killed Kang and just
So this
stop
part is
that
like,
from happening.
No?
so that part
No,
is
but
like
yeah.
he's been trying to fix it in this context of what happened, which then at that point he'd realize this would never be fixed. But the problem is like
Yeah.
with this concept in general is like, so he has been doing this for centuries, like this exact moment in time, which is like it's like Dark Flash in the Flash, like where this guy tries to
Mhm.
continuously find a way to, you know, not have
Yeah,
the
but-
universe
Over and over
destroy.
again,
Yeah.
But with
for that,
Flash,
but-
at least
but
it's like
there's like a
he wants
punishment
to.
for this.
At least it's with Flash. It's at least it's like I think he's trying to save his mom or something. But here, there's no reason for it.
Yeah, it's like
In the
just-
Flash,
I-
he's trying to save like the world of
He's,
yeah,
he's
the
trying
Flash
to not have
timeline he
Batman
created.
and Supergirl die, but they always die because
Yeah,
that
it's
was
like-
the
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
Because
canon event
from
of the universe.
reasons.
Yeah. For a guy, Loki was exists for centuries. Like, not only didn't think of any better solutions to help his own problem, like take advantage of the entire universe, multiverse. He doesn't even act like a guy who's traveled for centuries. He's like, oh my god, it's like he doesn't act like tired, just like fuck, we'll have to do it again. And it's like
Yeah. So basically, the only reason why it took centuries is because he needed to be smart enough to be able to build the multiplier device by himself, because he could work faster than the other 3 humans, which I
Mhm.
guess I kind of get that, but I don't know. It still seems like a long explanation just to come to the conclusion that even if this works, you're still going to have the infinite timelines like continue to branch, because like
yeah.
expanding the multiplier is just making it bigger, but like that's not. You have to expand for infinite amounts of
Infinitely. Yeah,
things,
which
which you can't do that. I
and
feel
my
like that's like
question
a
is,
that's
Which will
kind of like a
look
thing you
at-
don't need to
Fair enough.
you don't need centuries to like figure that out.
and
I feel
not
like
only
No, you
You'll
don't.
be able
everyone
to
should
figure
think
out.
That's
that-
just something I was
This is
questioning
not
as I was
gonna-
watching it.
yeah.
This is not gonna. You can't fix this
I'm
problem.
like, can it really account for all like for infinite timelines?
No, it's like it's so weird. It's like no, none of the scientists is like, wait, don't you need to expand it infinitely in order to just
And yeah, you have
go
like
infinite,
4 allegedly smart science people in that room, so
or just people with common sense?
they needed to actually see this event of Victor Timely putting it in, expanding the rings, and then seeing that it's still not fixing the problem. It's like you really needed this to justify this decision for
Jesus.
centuries.
And they just
So yeah,
they
that is when Loki decides to go back to the
Yeah.
moment where Sylvie kills He Who Remains.
and she said, "I can't kill you."
And then he goes that I don't know how long this took, but he said, I mean, according to He Who Remains, they've been doing this for like thousands of times at least.
Jesus, which is like, how do you lost to Sylvie so many times?
Yeah,
and
shouldn't
the
he?
way he's
never
losing
move
is so
out?
bad too. It's like
Uh,
she literally just
I mean-
shoves him and he's done.
Yeah,
I mean, if you have time travel, just go to any places. Why don't you just go to Spider-Man, just steal his web shooter, just stick onto Sylvie.
Also, we see Loki is like stopping time with a snap of a finger.
How?
Yeah, he can do that now.
Yeah.
So it's like he doesn't stop Sylvie,
yeah.
just that.
And again-
so basically, like He Who Remains is the one who decides to stop that,
And
and then they have a new conversation basically.
And
Yeah,
again,
and-
Once again, he goes, "Everything that's happened was according to my design."
Which is so
Um,
weird because this is the moment after the threshold was crossed.
Yeah, what she
So it's
said
like
in the season
when
one
she
finale,
said,
it's like,
"This is the point where I don't know what's going to
I
happen."
don't know everything, but now he knows
But now he's
everything
saying,
that
"I
happened in
control
season
the
2.
time slipping." How did that
Yeah.
happen? I don't even know.
yes, and he
that's
said he gave some time slipping powers. How?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you give yourself
Because-
time slipping powers if that's the case?
Because he was bored.
I've mentioned this
No.
before, but get all the smartest people from all time in here and discuss what they're supposed to do with this situation. You literally can pause fucking time now. Like he never even considers talking to other people.
And
it's
he
like-
just
The other
And
problem
if
with
he
like
does know
with
the centuries we didn't see.
it's because of contracts. That's why.
Yeah, of
Oh, yeah,
course
of
it
course.
is. But
Jeez. And what
But
did
yeah,
they
it's
say?
like
What?
one of the other issues though is like with this, it's like he who remains is apparently so omniscient enough that he can see everything that this new Loki with time slipping powers, what he's been doing across time, what he's been doing with all the drama related to this, and what he is find his solutions. But he can't see that he's trying to think of a solution where he could, you know, become the temporal loom himself and be the holder
Yeah.
of all the timelines, and he doesn't have to kill Sylvie to do that.
And
That's the
and Jesus.
problem when you like.
Yeah, because
It's like
And-
how if he can see this much to the point where like
which
the
is a
threshold
problem.
comment in
Which
season one
which
doesn't
we don't even know
matter.
how to.
Mhm.
Which we
Yeah,
don't even
it's
know what
like-
the fuck is this planet. Like, wait, you have to. Everything has to work so perfectly in order for it to work.
yeah, because the conflict is reveal the real reason why the loom is failing, because it's a failsafe to reset everything back into one timeline.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was questioning this since I think like episode 4, like why don't they just turn off the loom or whatever?
I don't know. And
Uh,
what Stice said to me is if it collapses because it can make up for infinite universes, wouldn't that mean like it should have collapsed like as soon as it began to like collapse, as soon as it began to turn on? I don't know how it works.
It's
or
like-
at
it's
least
kind of the
very
problem when you have,
soon
like,
after.
Like,
that's removed.
yeah,
It kind of relies on being at the start of time, but this is like a 31st century man and his variants.
mhm.
Yeah, and
I
then
just don't know how this one
uh,
person got the responsibilities to do that.
I don't know.
So that
how it
means like
works. It
our
doesn't.
universe was always fucked.
Mhm.
It just so happens that it's not. So
oh my god. And then what the fuck happened later? It's like, jeez.
then
I-
Loki kind of jumps around. He jumps back to the episode where he's getting his that scene where he sees all his memories in the first episode. He
My
talks to
favorite
Mobius,
scene.
which first Mobius doesn't really recognize that like
Loki knows
they
a
don't
lot of
really
stuff he
acknowledge
shouldn't.
that Loki just has all this knowledge and all this like things.
He also
like-
doesn't doesn't acknowledge that there was some weird shit with his face happening right there when he did say in episode 1 that it looks awful.
yeah.
Oh, did he?
That stuff.
Oh,
So
I
they
thought
just
he, like,
continue to have their
times.
conversation. They talk about how they had to take a responsibility that like even if it's not doesn't seem right to
Yeah, it's a speech
you
about
know,
like you have to choose
sometimes
which
you gotta
version
prune.
yourself.
It's not personal. It's just like that's the only way to like
Mhm.
keep order of things in
It's
a
about
way. So you
making
kind of have
hard
to just
choices.
it's a hard choice to make and all that stuff. But you just have to figure out how to live with that.
and
which
then he
is
tells him
kind of
Oh.
what sets Loki. Yeah.
yeah,
You need to go for it.
They
I have something to
tell-
say after.
he tells him a story about what the fuck, a guy is not willing to deal with this 8-year-old girl, so allowed several time agents to die. I was like, is he referring to Ravana? I was like, I think he's referring to Ravana.
No. He's
You know,
referring to
Ravonna
himself.
Ravonna was the one
Oh.
who the stories about like himself in the past. Ravonna was the one who stepped in
Had
and
to kill
pruned
the
him.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like,
or him.
and then what the fuck happened? It's and then it's like, I don't know why the fuck would you even tell him that. It's like, this is for him. You're nothing at that point.
Mhm.
You're just a tool for him to use to capture Sylvie.
Something I want to bring up here. The TVA agents are also controlled by Kang, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Why would he
Okay.
write one of the TVA agents to have moral scruples with killing an 8-year-old? That doesn't seem to line up to me at all.
Oh yeah, he brainwashed everyone. God.
Yeah.
That just seems like a dumbass decision to make.
Maybe it was a glitch. I don't know.
Just-
Sure.
Just brainwashing.
So does that mean that TVA agents also can make decisions that aren't in the sacred timeline? So TVA agents don't only have to prune people on the timeline that do that, but also other TVA agents? Because that's another
Don't
kind
know.
of worms.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Okay. What the?
It's,
It's just so hard to remember everything.
Like they
yeah.
know.
So
They acknowledge that they don't have free will, but they write the show as if they did. In general.
yeah, that's been a that especially at that moment in particular is kind of like what highlights the flaw. You wanted to condemn the TVA agents in some capacity, that
Mhm.
their free will wasn't there, so their this whole choice of happening was due to some sort of their free will was taken, so that's why they were doing all these bad things in season 1. Okay, sure, but then your problem though is like you have examples of these a brainwashed Mobius at the time is now telling Loki that he made a different choice than he was supposed to, and it caused branching timelines and all that. So it's like, how did that happen for him to do that if he was brainwashed, which it shouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, jeez, and it's like I just gave up at this point. Just
Yeah, it's the only thing you can do because this show it does like other bad shows and films, they don't make sense, but at least you can kind of track where they don't make sense. But this show, it collapses into itself. There's like with everything that doesn't make sense, there's like 5,000 other things that spawn from that also don't make sense and contradict each other, and it's just really hard to talk about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Obviously,
um,
obviously this is yeah, and then they have he goes back to that time where Sylvie's dealing with the others dying, and then like he
what
basically
and
has to tell her like he has to
yeah,
go back in time and then do that
but
stuff. It's like
but Sylvie doesn't give him his blessing. It's like
blessing to
Jesus.
kill her.
Yeah, it's like which is
It's like, you can just kill me. You don't have to let me tell you. But it's like
what a selfish
Loki still doesn't want
bitch.
you to die.
Yes, what a selfish bitch. You see the entire multiverse is the entire world is destroyed. It's like even yours. It's like just let you kill him. Just kill her.
That is what she's saying.
Yeah.
It's it's just weird of you. Like, why do you have to come to me and tell me that? Like,
Because
because it is
he
kind of
loves
weird.
her.
Like, why did you have to do that?
He loves her. That's
Um,
why. Fuck that.
yes, but not as clear in this season for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, they toned it down in this
Yeah.
season.
They toned it down a lot. So yeah, so he goes back, but the thing is, when he goes back to the moment, that's where he changes the concept. Like, it shouldn't be Victor Timely to do this. It should be me to do this. Which
My question: how the
is what
fuck did you
Loki
know
suggested to do in the first place, right?
Yeah. Which oh my god, I have so many problems with this thing. There's one of my biggest problems. Like, and it looks the coolest. That's why people are just like, oh my god, I love this. So he walks in without production suits. What the fuck isn't he dead already?
He's a god, so it doesn't affect him, I guess.
So-
Which
Sure.
that's convenient, but then secondly, it's like
yeah. And then it's like even though the
it's
thing
like
is
that.
destroyed,
Literally, all your problems could have solved if he just started this earlier
and just
and
walk
not
in
have this
alone.
drama.
Yeah, it's like you can just do it alone. It's like,
And
and
yeah,
then he was like,
he
he
walks.
dis-
This was also
dis-
causing him to change his costume.
because
The god of
cool.
stories.
And
I know that reference.
and he destroys the temple loom, the thing that's
Yeah, he uses his
sustaining the
telekinesis to
multiverse.
expand and destroy. And that thing can. Remember, he uses his telekinesis to destroy a building. So
Yeah,
it's pretty strong.
This,
It's pretty
and
strong.
by the way, this thing can hold the entire
They used it
infinite
in
multi,
previous movies.
hold the entire universe at least. and for a bit it can hold the infinite multiverse for a bit, and Loki can destroy it. How
Yep.
how the fuck? And then and then the branches, instead of just blow up or just fade every single location, so happens to fly in front of Loki.
So we can
Absolute.
physically grab it and
And
do
and
something to
and
hold
just
it.
I
I
and
don't
then
know
he
how he can do this. I don't know how he knew he could do this. I
and
don't get it.
and then remember that those timelines are in entire universes.
Yeah.
He's basically lifting entire universes per branch, and
Mhm.
somehow he did it so casually. And he charges them.
So yeah, destroying all the timelines and the loom itself, it causes them to just branch out. But like, apparently that doesn't destroy the universe either. So that's weird. And then he touches all of the branches, grabs all of them, and then
And charge
takes
the
a hold.
entire.
That's what brings life back to the branch
It's a
timelines.
universe. Each branch is a universe. Holy shit!
Mhm.
How do you have
Yeah.
that much power?
Yeah,
So that's like
Loki
a-
is
I don't know
just
how he has all this power. Yeah.
Loki
So-
is literally God now, and not like a Asgardian god or anything. He's like God.
He's the
And-
god. Capital
yeah,
Z.
it's
Yeah.
like and then he just lift infinite branches through a portal.
Also, just to put that reference before someone comments, yeah, the sacred tree that Loki makes is a Norse Yggdrasil symbol. So yeah,
Yeah.
just to keep that
I don't. Yeah, it's like, and
Easter
then
egg
yes.
out there.
Oh fuck! I mean, I just laugh at that point. It's so stupid. It's so ridiculous.
And yeah, so Loki will just hold on to those timelines for the
By the
rest
way,
of
Loki
eternity.
teleportals through like a fucking hole to the Kang's place. I'm so confused because I don't know how he can do that, and suddenly why is there a wall through the entire
Also, the TVA,
secret
you can
timeline?
walk all the way to. You can walk from the TVA outside to the end of time like that. I don't know.
Yeah, and the hole
Yeah.
that it suddenly opens suddenly just closes.
Yeah, of course. It's
Mm.
it's literal nonsense at this
It
point.
just
It's just whatever.
and then he just walks upstairs himself, just teleports, just to the chair, and holds it to create a god tree for some reason.
Yeah, and then that fixes everything. All the timelines are fine and dandy.
What the? You forgot about? Wait, what is that called? Just turn on
So now
that comments.
Uh,
Yeah.
you forgot about.
it would have been
Oh,
easier if you
no,
just
we-
killed Gorlook. So
I
the
don't
thing,
know.
so the problem is like with this part in particular is like his. This is what, because like to be fair, Loki does say this as well. Even if I killed Sylvie, the problem is like you'd still be able to either be in control or like this would still happen again, or somebody else would kill you and then the same thing would happen again. That's kind of what He Who Remains was like proposing as well. It's like even if you do either of these options, you're not going to be able to really stop what's going to happen. And even though Loki's suggesting like, yeah, I'll take the time to kill all of your variants. It's like there's a million of us. That doesn't matter to me. And then it's like, yeah, killing Sylvie would change the outcome per se, but the only issue, from what I understood, because it's a very unnecessarily convoluted idea, is that Loki is using himself as the temporal loom. One is like it's set after He Who Remains is dead. Sylvia's still alive, but then he can be the guy to control time so that he,
Yeah.
I guess because Loki's just known for that being that morally righteous guy.
Oh yeah. He's
He
always
made-
he's always he's always been
To
the best
basically
of them,
be
you
the
know?
guy. like,
Yeah, he is also the
the
guy
best
who
of
would
us.
just do the most selfless shit ever.
You know how Cap could lift Mjolnir in Avengers Endgame,
Yeah.
Loki could lift 3 because he's that good.
Mhm.
Yay. Time, and that's
He's supposedly just sitting there forever holding all
Yeah.
timelines.
that
How
just
old
what
is
he-
this? Loki's
Eternally
not
bitchless.
immortal.
That's crazy.
I mean, yeah, how does he eat or drink?
Well,
He's
no,
outside
but
his
we're
space and
outside.
time,
We're
so-
outside of time. Yeah.
Yeah, so that doesn't matter to him.
I see that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so I guess that's the end of Loki with him. He's holding
Yeah.
onto these branches for the rest of time. And
Yeah,
That's-
he just he has infinite
that's how it
stamina
ends.
now. I
he's
don't know
finally
how.
on a throne, so he finally gets to sit on a throne. But he's not doing it for the throne, man.
Yay.
Just keep that in mind. It's not for the throne.
Also-
Oh no,
It's
it's,
just,
it's the most
we mention-
altruistic act you could possibly do.
Did we mention the title of this episode?
What is that? What's the
glorious
title?
purpose.
Glorious
Great.
Purpose.
It all
You
goes
know,
back in circle. That
It
was
all
kind of
makes sense.
the
you know?
theme of the. It's the
It's
theme
like
of the
poetry. It rhymes.
Yay.
supposed to-
Exactly.
They just like know you. The entire thing is just know you. I can just do this now because fuck off.
Hmm. And he didn't rewrite. He didn't rewrite the story. He just
He didn't really
He's-
write the
he's
story. He just
holding all the stories, I guess you would say.
He's a god of
Yeah.
stories now.
which is
Yay.
type of Loki, and there's a Loki in the comics called the God of Stories, but that's a different variant. But that's a different conversation. One of my positives I'll give is the score. The music has always been really great.
Oh, the music is great.
Yeah.
that
I really like
last, that
Metal's
last,
use. Like
that-
when he's like walking up the platform in the cello solo, like that was I really
That
liked
was
and
actually awesome.
that last scene with Ravonna at the end of time, that synth song, I thought that was
Oh, yeah, yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's like
Mhm.
yeah, it's just like oh my, they have the
just
best soundtrack of all the MCU Disney Plus shows, and
Yeah,
the worst
I
one.
think I can agree to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where she
Yeah.
ends up at the end of time, and it looks like she's about to be killed by Alioth, but probably not.
Yeah, I just
Whatever.
She'll probably show back up in
What a
Kang
waste.
Dynasty.
Okay.
Why
And
does she get the last scene, by the way?
I don't. And also, by the way, I forgot. It's like
I don't know.
Loki can now track all the He Who Remains variants, all infinite of them. How?
Oh, because
Uh,
Yeah, so we get our wrap ups here. Mobius wants to go back to his timeline just to try.
oh,
it
by the
out,
way,
see-
this is after No Way Home, so that's a reference.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's after Quantum Meaning because they say the King in
Oh.
616 has been dealt with or something
Oh,
like that.
really? I thought it's
right. Does that confirm that the MCU is 616, or is he talking about the comics
Yeah.
universe?
No.
Oh.
Also, what does
evil.
616 adjacent mean? Because he says 616
The
adjacent.
I think it means the quantum realm.
Okay.
Yeah, so he so
616 adjacent
616.
realm. Yeah.
Quentin Beck is actually right all along. It's 616.
No, how
Nice.
lucky.
Yeah.
And yeah, 616.
So
Years
yeah,
pass.
so they said that this Kang variant from 616 adjacent is dead. There's that.
No, Stay, they didn't kill it. They just brainwashed it so it would show them the Citadel.
Hmm.
And Loki, and then Morbius was like, "Yeah, I want to retire."
Yeah.
I
Listen,
mean,
Yeah,
which
so-
is
I'm gonna do
which is
something.
fine. It's I'm
Yeah.
fine with that.
I thought he was
It goes
gonna
back
to yeah.
do a
that
Magellan
time.
Spider-Verse and like replace him, but no. So I don't know what he's gonna do.
I guess there's just two Moby Eye now in that world,
Movie.
Which-
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I'm sure won't cause any problems at all.
I mean, to be honest, he could just live in any other places,
Yeah, but
or just
Yeah.
go to a timeline where Mobius does not exist. Look at Rick and Morty joke. Holy
Yeah,
shit!
but the
Yeah.
problem is, but now you have like this whole thing with Spider-Verse too, and it's like, I guess it could make sense, like if you put a fake version of, like an alternate version of somebody and replace them. But that's the problem with that's a whole other movie problem.
Oh yeah.
The thing with the
Yeah, my God.
616 universe back in Doctor Strange 2, you could headcanon yourself into saying that's just what that universe called the MCU, but
Fair. Though,
and
in the
then
universe,
Spider-Verse
TVA is
and
outside of all of
Spider-Verse,
this. So.
yeah, so
It's just
TVA is basically the authority on that.
Mhm.
So
yeah.
Yeah,
fuck
but
it.
Spider-Verse called it Earth 199999.
Exactly, which just
Which is what it's
strengthened
supposed
my
to be called.
headcanon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, just I don't know, just teleport Mobius to a place. I mean, for a character it's fine. For Mobius, you just really retired. But you know, he just didn't do it in another universe that Mobius fucking died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe,
I mean,
well,
also
maybe-
incursions.
Last
Oh
bits
my-
is
Also,
oh yeah,
P15.
incursions. Oh, yeah.
P15 is going to continue working as the new leader for the TVA. I guess
Yeah.
that's
Isn't
fair.
she just part of the team who leads the TVA? Or is she actually like the head?
I think she's probably the head.
Okay.
I guess it's fair. It's not really much
That's
to say.
fair. Somebody
Mobius is-
somebody mentioned incursions. It's weird that never got brought up in this season at all.
Yeah, that's also true.
And what the what? Yeah, what? Yeah. So, and we got a final shot. Yeah. Fuck it.
There's no consistency with these rules, especially incursions is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Incursions is a big one because it wasn't brought up in Spider-Man No Way Home, which it should have been. But
I mean,
Yeah,
it-
It's a Doctor Strange 2 problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's.
an introduction
I was
problem.
like,
Yeah.
and apparently the Marvel has got to deal with incursions. I knew. It's like I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
The
But
Marvels is out
Loki
now,
should
right?
definitely have incursion
It is.
problems.
Mm-hmm.
So you got, but that's also kind of the problem with they're saying it's not another universe, it's another timeline. But the thing is, like, you treat timelines like another universe, though. So it's like, how is
Yeah.
that they're not the same?
I don't know how
That's the
you
problem with the
could treat it.
distinctions.
I don't know how you could treat it differently though, because
Yeah.
mechanically it's basically the same, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's
It's
how
like
they
it's
wrote
just-
it, yeah.
And
Unfortunately.
but yeah, it's like everyone beforehand just tells me, "Oh yeah, no, this has nothing to do with Kang." And episode 6 drop is like, "Dude, I told you,
Yeah.
everything has to do with Kang."
Of course.
It's
Yeah.
also weird to me how much Jonathan Majors was in this season. I guess it was filmed before the
So
the thing
of course
came out.
we're not gonna go into the
No, I don't want to go
that
into
story.
it. It's just,
Yeah, it's just it is funny if certain events seem to be true, and this one
Yeah.
episode just killed him multiple times.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Uh,
funny in
That
that
was
sense.
funny,
but,
yeah.
I mean, I laughed at
But
when
yeah.
he created the fucking tree. I was like, it was so ridiculous. I just gave up thinking.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we end off with Mobius a bit talking to Sylvia about how he'll see about this new life. It's going to be different, of course, and like, no, he just needs a little bit of time, which Loki, now the god of stories, can hear what he says and, like,
And he's
give
just smiling.
give a smile, and then that's how it cuts. That's how it ends.
Sylvia goes off
Yay.
to who knows where.
Great shit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's to be continued in Deadpool 3.
That was Loki season 2.
Something I wanted to ask
Or
before we
greatest season.
started. Something I wanted to ask before we started, but I kind of forgot. Maybe it's irrelevant now, but I was curious about all your history with the MCU and Marvel in general.
So I will start first if no one else will.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't watch MCU on the big screen. It just starts with when I'm watching Iron Man on TV. It's like, oh my god, I loved it. It's like it's before exams. Like, my parents urge me don't. And then I just keeps going to many movies of Phase 3 and Phase 2. It's like Doctor Strange, Civil War, like Homecoming, Infinity War, Black Panther, and just Age of Ultron. I think that's where I started. Age of Ultron, and I just keep rewatching every single thing from the MCU. And of course, there are like bums. Like some of them are just like shit, like Winter Soldier. Hot take, I know. And then it's like, some of them are great, like Civil War, Avengers. I mean, I rewatched Iron Man like this week, and it's like
Mhm.
I fucking loved it. It's like I just miss it like this. And now and then after Endgame, I mean before I think Endgame is not a good movie. I was like, oh my god, they should be doing shows. This is exciting. And then WandaVision happened. It's like no, I hate how it ends.
Mhm.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier happens. It's like okay, fuck off with your politics. It's just shit. It's just shit. And then Loki episode 1 started and it just crumbles me.
Yeah.
It just. I mean, to be honest, there are a few things I like Hawkeye, Guardian Special. Actually, Werewolf by Night isn't bad. I mean, I like Guardians 3. I mean, I don't think it's good. Hot take. But everything is just shit. I'm not even angry anymore. I'm just numb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'll go next. I always loved comics. Like my dad used to have this European comics, like I don't know if you all know it, but Asterix and Lucky Luke and all that. And then I got into superheroes because of Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi trilogy. But I didn't get. I watched Iron Man when it came out and I loved it. I watched Avengers when it came out and I loved it. But I didn't get into the MCU until like 2016 or something. And then I watched it all from start to finish. And there's a lot of shit in there, but I just love the idea of this connected universe. And some of my favorite superhero movies are in the MCU: Avengers, Civil War, Homecoming. And then after
Thor:
Endgame,
Love and Thunder.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
After Endgame, it started up again, and I was really excited. I watched WandaVision, and I loved the first 2 episodes, and then it got really bad, and I was like, okay, that's one show. We'll see. Then Captain Falcon happened, which was shit. Then Loki happened, and that's when I basically lost all of my investment because of
Yeah.
the whole free will
Yeah.
thing, because none of the characters meant anything anymore. And now I'm just kind of like, just jaded, I
Yeah.
still watch a lot of it just to know how they'll fuck it up, but I hate what they've done to it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. To be one thing I'll add is like I'm also not just the MCU TV shows I watch. I also watch I watch every single thing that's now it's the canon, like Agents of Shield, Daredevil, even Hellstrom. I saw everything. It's like those are even the worst of that is like it's like way better than Loki.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, of course. No, Loki is like the MCU Phase 4 and 5 is like a new kind of bad, where they just, it seems like they're trying to destroy everything. And like Iron Man 3, it's bad, but it's like, it's just a different animal,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
For me, I was also a comic guy as well. And I mean, I never really had like I guess like a true moment as where I started. I kind of just went along. I mean, like the first movie I saw was Ant-Man 1.
Mhm.
With somebody else who was watching it, and then I hear about these Marvel movies. Like I always saw like on Disney Channel they used to have like the ads for Guardians 1, Civil War,
Mhm.
Infinity War. So I've seen all these trailers, but like I didn't really get to start until like Infinity War, and then that's where I decided to watch from the beginning and then catch up. Yeah, because like Infinity War is like it was at a point where like you hear like grandmas talking about Thanos, so it's like
Exactly, yeah. Infinity War
the
was like
hype was
very,
like really
Oh, yeah.
high at that
yeah,
time.
Yeah.
Thanos is
I
a house
remember the
yeah.
anticipation for Endgame and all the memes and everything. It was like,
Mhm.
and it's like you're not getting this anymore because it's just so shit.
Yeah, it's like I just because MCU used to be one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah.
Get it.
And
Just
then,
keep
like, as
mind.
sorry.
Well, I was gonna go into my spiel next, so you finish up.
Yeah. The other thing with me is like I also do like a lot of fan castings on my channel too. So like because I watch a lot of movies and TV shows, so it's like I always like and then
Same.
I'm also like a comic guy, so like when I fan cast actors into these roles, like that characters that I've read multiple times and like things like that. That's kind of like it's like combining the two things that I have a passion for. So that's kind of like
Yeah.
one of my gateways with Marvel content. You can go up.
Yeah, just keep kind of brief because it's like a lot similar to the other stories. First MCU movie I saw was Incredible Hulk. I missed Iron Man 1. A few years later, I caught up with that one, and then I would see every new one on release. I was pretty invested. I was a Marvel guy before as well, so I knew some things before it. And then yeah, after Endgame, even though Endgame's not very good, but I didn't know that at the time. I was on the high. I thought it was good and a satisfying.
I don't
ending.
think many people
And
realized that it's bad back then.
probably not no.
Yeah.
But yeah, afterwards it's just gone mostly just complete downward spiral into just abominations. That just
Mhm.
I keep getting mad and I keep coming back. I'm like it's abusive relationship.
Yeah.
But even with that, like a year ago, I would still watch every project that came out just out of morbid curiosity. But at this point, I haven't seen Miss Marvel. I have only seen like 2 episodes of Secret Invasion.
Oh, you're better than me. I still watch them all. I'm still getting mad.
No, the investment, even the investment in how are they gonna fuck this up now, it's completely gone for me.
Yeah. It's like
I
As a-
watched Loki season 2 only because Loki season 1 was my breaking point, kinda, and I'm making the video, so I felt like I have to see it. But yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. It's like
So,
we all come from.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel in general is like it's a weird subject. I like as Hop says, it's like an abusive relationship. Just
Yeah.
also
Same.
as content creators, we also just kind of just go along with the trends as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
yeah,
Even
of
if
course.
I
'cause
mean,
and also when the Unity says like I'm also numb to it as well. When
yeah.
things are
So
bad, it's like
Yeah.
you feel like
see,
content creators. I'm
what
just
can
a
you say?
consumer.
Yeah. I'm still trying to watch a lot of Marvel shows outside of the MCU. Like latest series is so boring, but it's I prefer just watch this again. But then I love Phase 4. I mean, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, if you want to watch good Marvel shows, just like watch like Daredevil or Cloak and Dagger. Or actually, I recommend you guys watch The Gifted. It's like there's actually a lot more Marvel shows, live action, aside from the MCU, that actually try to do a lot of different things, even with like way smaller budget. They just like they pull it off. They just because they try to tell stories with consistent characters.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's absolute. It's just a sludge machine now, and I don't think it will stop for a couple years. But
I know,
mean,
I know Marvel is trying to course correct now. Like, they started reducing some projects. They started like,
yeah, but they're not addressing the problem. The problem is the writing,
Yeah.
and they don't realize that.
Yeah,
yeah. The
but
only thing that's
we've-
trying is like Blade.
We'll see about that.
But we'll have to see on that, especially
yeah,
after
it's like
four new
If that
writers.
comes out.
But we can actually see Marvel bleeding now, and that's nice for me because I mean
Yeah.
video game movies have kind of taken over this year a little bit, and I think that's gonna be that's not a hot take, but I think that's gonna be the next big thing. And what I'm hoping is that
Yeah, with the Zelda movie coming too.
yeah, what I'm hoping is that the superhero craze will die out and Marvel will die out, and we'll get like good smaller movies, like Joker, even the Nolan Batman trilogy and shit. I would like to go back to that era.
Yeah,
with
it's like
it's just it's also kind of frustrating as a
Which one's
DC
good?
fan. It's like
Whatever it is.
this phase Phase 5 era was like a really great time for DC to come off the ground, but
Yeah,
they
it's
didn't.
gonna start doing that
Aside from like
next
the Batman
year.
and Joker.
or-
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a bit too late, you know?
yeah,
Mhm.
it's
yeah, that's
weird.
also true.
You have to write something right. You have to write something good right now, or else you just gotta face the fact you're just gonna lose money forever.
Yeah. I mean, the Suicide Squad, I think it did it break even?
Well, it released on streaming and theater at the same time, so no.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was an okay movie, you know, but people I just feel like people don't care about they haven't cared about DC for a while, and now they don't care about MCU and the new DC universe
Yeah.
that they're gonna do. I don't think it's gonna be what they want it to be.
Yeah, because I actually seen Blue Beetle because I don't give a shit. I only watch it in streaming, and I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good, but I don't think it's bad either. Just man.
I've seen Blue Beetle, but I took an edible before that, and I don't remember shit except for the
Movie was perfectly okay.
huge the
Yeah.
grandma having the huge space gun.
yeah, it's like that's dumb, but yeah, there's actually some good stuff inside. Just I mean, I
Yeah.
prefer that than most DCEU movies, really. Aside from like the Suicide Squad, of course.
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I
that-
have hopes for the James Gunn DC reboot, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna be as successful as they want it to be.
Yeah, it just everyone got numb at this point. Just
Yeah.
it's-
I mean, they
I-
killed the multiverse concept within like 2 years.
Mhm.
yeah.
People
I don't
And
know.
then
It's
it's
like,
also happening outside of Marvel and DC as well, with other franchises and other. I mean, and then again, nowadays it's just let's return the old actors, let's return these people.
Yeah.
yeah.
I do think part of that comes from like one, like I think No Way Home has a factor in it, but I also think like just Spider-Verse's success, like the first one,
Yeah.
I think that does
And I
like, it became the start of something that would fall moving forward.
I think ever since Stranger Things, we've been like prime time for nostalgia, and I think people are catching on. I think it's gonna soon as well.
Yeah, I just
Like
yeah.
I just
nobody
it's
cared
just
about
weird.
Patrick Stewart's return.
No, yeah,
no,
no.
I cared
The truth.
Truth.
Yeah, I just to be honest, I'm not really that interested in like X-Men content. Like, I tried to finish all the X-Men, like Fox X-Men, just like I don't know, just gave up at halfway.
I like the X-Men place in my heart, but I mean, we haven't had a good X-Men movie since Logan, and
Yeah,
the last good X-Men movie before that, not counting Deadpool's, but maybe Days of Future Past, maybe,
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
Days of
yeah.
Future Past.
and that's
Yeah,
like
but I would
8
say
years
so.
ago now.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I would recommend just check out The Gifted, which is a good live action X-Men show. And yeah,
Mhm.
don't and also season 1 of Legion. Don't bother with season 2 and 3. It's like I could absolutely put it in phase 4 level. Holy shit.
Damn.
Yeah. It's like,
So yeah, that was a thorough breakdown of Loki season 2.
oh
I'm
yeah,
sure.
do you
I'm
think it's
sure
better?
we got some more problems to talk about, but
Yeah,
maybe
let's
that.
just
yeah.
ask
Probably
one.
a bunch of stuff in this, but yeah.
But,
Let's just ask one thing before that.
Mhm.
Do you think it's better or worse than season 1?
Oh, I wanted to ask that too.
It was more
Y'all go
watchable than
first.
season 1 for me. I guess like because it's technically better, like from a technical standpoint. I mean, like it's
not as
like you can
dark.
actually see things. It's not dark. There's some efforts here, but like I just don't really care either. Like I don't care which is better or worse. I'll be honest, because like they both suck and it's all that stuff. But I don't know. I really don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
either.
like, to be honest, I think
can't
this
tell you.
this season has worse moments. Like the entire episode 5 is just like It's like I don't know. It's like it's just everything is so nonsensical in that episode. But it's like there's like a few nuggets of things that's like okay, that's least bad than everything in season 1. That's all I can say.
It's for me. It's hard to say because I'll never get over them killing the notion of free will. It's actually kind of impressive to me how they could assassinate every fucking character within like 30 minutes. Yeah, it's I don't fucking know.
I can't tell either. They're just both trash tier. Avoid at all costs.
Yeah, it's just bottom tier. It's like both seasons are just bottom of the bottom of the bottom of everything ever really. It's like and then I just can't tell which is worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Loki season 2. So Unity, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye. Yay. So see ya. So check out my channel if you wanted to. I mean, to be honest, I have a lot of things to do with real life now, so my video output will be much slower.
Yeah. I'm also currently working on a video for my John Walker series. Yeah, Nero, you mentioned you had a channel.
Yeah, I make music, I stream, and my YouTube channel is basically right now it's just whatever I do, I upload there. But I'm working, as I said, on a video for season 1 of this show. Who knows? Maybe I'll do season 2 as well. We'll see. Do you mind if I post my link tree in the chat?
No, I think
You can. I'll put it in the description of this video.
Yeah, it's like
in post.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
and
should I send it to Unity then, or?
Yeah, you can just send it to me and I can send it to Red. It's fine.
Okay, yeah. My SoundCloud's in there, my Spotify's in there, and my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel.
Yeah, just send it to me in DMs.
All right, thanks,
I'll
man.
do that. Thank you for having me on. I'll happily come on as again if you'll have me.
And OB.
Sure thing, man. And Op.
Oh well, not much of a content critter like you three. I guess you can subscribe to me if you want. Every so often, I'll just make some random meme.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, it was good having you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me as well.
Yeah.
Good time discussing.
Yeah, we'll continue every Friday.
Continue every Friday. I'll see you next week.
See
Bye,
ya.
guys.
So
goodbye.